Hi, Coffee Crew! Hey, how's it going, everybody? A little bit of a different look and feel today as we do something a little different. Hopefully I don't sound any different over here. I've got my, phone is up on a mount, and the mount happens to be blocking in front of my microphone. I don't think it's in the way, but it's a little bit different. But I moved my desk, which I talked about that a couple of times on some of the previous sessions. And today, what I thought we would do, we would have just kind of a laid back, low energy kind of stream. Let me turn the music down a smidge, because we'll be keeping the music going. But it's a little bit different. I don't really have a solid plan with today's stream. We're just gonna kind of wing it. But I'm gonna be grabbing my various collections of physical video games. We'll be talking about that. I'm gonna be in the creator VC over in the Chewy Coffee Coffee Crew Discord server. I'm hopping in there right now. So anybody that has access to that, please feel free to come and, jump in. Ignore my mouse, ignore my keyboard. I'll be bringing the keyboard in every now and then, I feel like. I'm getting those replaced now that I've got a proper desk setup and everything. I'll be using computer stuff, which is a whole new world to me. A whole new world. I don't know what any of this is. I only just got a second monitor this year, and that was kind of life changing. But the desk, I love the desk. It's great. I should have done this sooner. Where's the ASMR tag? It's not happening, work. I'm not giving you ASMR. No, bad. Where's my spray bottle? Yeah, we've got a totally, different thing going here. But this is where I'll be doing my build streams now, is from my desk. Which I was doing build streams from the desk before, except they were in the office, not in the living room. So now I have everything consolidated in one spot. I don't have to move back and forth to do stuff like that. So I'm happy about that. And yeah. So let's get started. Let me see. How should I do this? I didn't even take into consideration what games to start with. Should I start with my smallest collections and work my way up to the largest collections that I have? I feel like that makes sense. Start with the smallest and then work my way up. That way I'm alphabetical. Well, I mean, I have everything alphabetical, but I also have everything broken down by console. So I have a shelf for all my Xbox One and Series titles. I've got a shelf for all my backwards compatible Xbox 360 titles. I've got a shelf for my non-backwards compatible Xbox 360 shelf. Games, I should say. I've got an entire shelf for my PlayStation 2 collection, my PlayStation 3, 4 and 5 are together. I have a separate shelf for just Final Fantasy games. I've got a space for my Nintendo 64 games. And then I've got a small handful of PlayStation 1. So I've got 7 or 8 different categories that I feel like I could jump through. I've got a lot of fucking games. You're talking to the guy that has a backlog of, I think, going on 1,030 titles now. And this will be just the physical collection. I won't be talking about what's in my Steam library. I won't be talking about what's in my Epic Game Store library. It's just going to be physical disc cartridge-based games. I think I'll start with the smallest category and like work my way build up from there. And we got an ad break coming up in a bit. Whenever that ad break hits, that is when I'll like mute myself and go and grab the first the wave of video games, however you want to put it. And it'll just be a laid back hangout chill sesh for the duration of the stream, however long it takes to do this, or until I feel like this is bored, let's go play Fortnite. You know, like we'll just kind of see how it goes. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, mute the mic, because we do have that ad break coming. I'm a little annoyed that I've got this shadow that you can see right here. I need to get a desk lamp or something to diffuse that and get rid of it whenever when I'm doing my build streams. And I guess I'll go ahead and I can show off how the build streams will look too going forward, because they'll be in this spot. But anyway, gonna mute for real now. Back in a few. Right, I am back, and we're in the midst of that ad break, so I'm just gonna sit here and chat for another minute. I went ahead and grabbed the physical Xbox games, original Xbox that I have, my Nintendo 64, and my PlayStation 1 titles. We'll go over those first. To like, kind of ease into things. Start with the small categories, and it'll be easier to put all of them up, too. Because whenever we get to the backwards compatible Xbox 360, that's a pretty substantial collection. My PlayStation 2 collection's gotten kind of big. And should I try and keep tabs, a total of like how much I paid, and maybe appraise the titles? Should we do that? Let me pull up price charting. Yeah, let me pull up price charting. Well, at least take a look at what these games are going for now. So, price charting. Yeah, we'll have, like, price charting pulled up. That might even, like, crop the window up in the corner or something. I don't know. We'll see how it we'll look at how it all looks. I have a whopping 2 Xbox games. Well, you have me beat, because I have 1. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. Wait. Yeah, just immediately put it in the glare. I have 1. I have 1 Xbox game. The only original Xbox title I have, and it's Halo 2. Which, I got this for like $3 at a game convention back in, I want to say, 2011. Oh, is that Florida's, like, SuperCon? MegaCon? One of them? But, it's pretty complete in box. I've got whatever this strategy evolve thing is, which I think is just a little ad for Halo 2. And I'll like flip through the manuals and stuff too, because I think this shit's neat. Yeah, strategy evolved. I've got an original unpeeled, get a 2-month free trial, get into Halo 2, the ultimate Xbox Live multiplayer experience. I don't think this code's good anymore. It actually says offer valid by August 1st, 2004. Or it's valid from August 1st, 2004 all the way to March 31st, 2005. So we're a month away from this code being expired for 20 years. It gains interest, so you have unlimited Xbox Live. Okay. And then on the flip side, it's the same thing in French. So for the like 2 French viewers that I have, there you go. I know I've got at least one. But yeah, fun stuff. You're French? No, you're Scottish, Orca. Don't kid yourself. And then let me take a look at my disc. I gotta be careful because I might accidentally like show myself. that would be funny. You get the Chewy Coffee face reveal from the reflection of a disc. Chewy doc stream. Yeah, it like perfectly reflects my address, which I have plastered on my wall right behind me. But yeah, that's my copy of Halo 2. The only my social security, that's 123456789. You're welcome. But yeah. It's a little, scuffed, the front, plastic, it's a little scuffed. It's seen better days, but it's a 20+ year old game. I feel my copy's in decent-ish shape, all things considered. But let's pull up price charting. Let me take a look at what Halo 2 like runs for nowadays. I'm gonna have my keyboard like off to the side here. We'll do that. Halo 2. Go. And then I want video game. Halo 2 for the Japanese Xbox, PAL Xbox. Halo 2 Classics. No, I've got original NTSC US copy. Halo 2 Prima, that's for the strategy guide. That's not it. Damn, why is it so hard to find Halo 2? Like, just standard ass Halo 2. Scrub off that only on Xbox thing? For real. Yeah, like, this is Halo 2 PC games. If I click on PAL, does that just show me pricing for PAL? Yeah, it's like, it's only showing me the PAL region listings. Oh, region. There's a region selector. Okay. Halo 2 for the original Xbox. Here we are. Loose price, $7.75. Complete price, $12.13. Is the average right now. New, sealed, I imagine, $128. So, I'm looking at a $12, value with the original Halo 2. That's more than I paid for it. I call that a net gain. You give me $2? I don't know, Chief. loose, and loose, by the way, means like disc only. Goes for 7. I think you're lowballing me. Don't lowball me. I know what I've got. I know what I've got because I got price charting pulled up right over here. And yeah, let me see if I can't get price charting like tabbed over. Window capture. Let me consolidate. Not what I wanted. And then let me get where'd my window go, damn it. There we go. I'm gonna like make it small. Make that a tiny little guy over there. And then let me add a window capture. Call this price charting. Pricecharting.com. Make source visible. No, I want it invisible by default. Select window to capture. Halo 2 prices. There we go. Capture cursor, client area. Here, we'll do that, and then... Where'd it go? Oh, you know what? Maybe I should just make it visible. There we go. And then let me move it, like, down here or something. There we go, and then I'll move it over here. Shrink her down. Something like that, yeah. Yeah, something like that. I think that works. So we'll just like for shits and gigs, we can pull up we can pull up price charting and convert to that just to see what I got here. I think that'll be fun. Let me move this window down here. Cool beans. Okay. And then there. Boom. Done. Alright. So Halo 2. Not bad. And it helps me keep it framed to where it's not getting, you know, blasted by my ceiling lamp. But Halo 2, let me pop that over here. We looked at that one. Do we want to go with original PlayStation next or Nintendo 64? Knights of the Old Republic and a sealed copy of Jade Empire. Ooh. Jade Empire. That one. Let me look up Jade Empire. Let's see what you got there, Maz. Jade Empire for the original Xbox. Include variant, NTSC. Yeah, Jade Empire. Complete in box. New, you can get 2851. Not, you know, the worst thing. It's not as valuable as, say, you know, a complete in box sealed copy of Halo 2, but, you know, 28. Hey. You can buy a, you know, a brand new sealed PS4 game for that. But yeah, what are we feeling? PlayStation 1 or Nintendo 64 for the next little bracket of little games we take a look at? I'm thinking PlayStation 1 just because it's my smaller collection. I'm thinking PlayStation. Probably the best route, yeah. So, like, next I've got Air Combat. And Air Combat, I'll be streaming this one soonish. Oh, I should probably, like, talk about if I've streamed it or not. Like, Halo 2, I'm in the process of currently streaming this. Not the original Xbox copy, though I did start with that one. I'm playing the Master Chief Collection update, you know, port of Halo 2. But Air Combat, I'll be streaming that one. I plan to finish Ace Combat 6 and 7 on stream, and then what I plan to do is I'll go back and I'll play Air Combat, Ace Combat 2, and if I have it, I guess spoiler that I don't have it. Ace Combat 3, I'll play it as well. But I've got a complete in box Air Combat Greatest Hits. So, like, not the fanciest schmanciest thing. But look at that damn art, dude. And this is what I love about PlayStation 1. So, the manual is also your front box art. Air Combat has both a regular black label and green Greatest Hits jewel case, as well as a large long box. Yeah, so that's another thing with PlayStation 1 collecting. You have, like, 3 different versions that you can find. You got your black label, which will be in these little jewel cases. Greatest Hits, which we have here. And then they have these long box style, like, taller, bigger boxes, which some people will collect those exclusively. They won't collect these jewel cases. They won't touch Greatest Hits. And it just depends on the collector. And then they also, for a couple of PlayStation 1 games, they put them out in the DVD cases, kind of like PlayStation 2 would have. But it was for the original PlayStation. And it had the like PlayStation art along the spine, sort of like you have here with Greatest Hits. But for, and I'll have a better example with Greatest, or my copy of Ace Combat 2. But they would have it, you know, along the spine. Metal Gear Solid got a copy that released in that format, that style. But going back to what's so neat about PS1, their manuals were also the front box art for almost all of the games. And I still have my registration card in here. That's cool. I didn't know that. But a black and white manual, no color. This is the Greatest Hits one. I know for PlayStation 2, a lot of the Greatest Hits versions, they would drop color ink for the manuals and instead opt for just black and white. It was a you know, cost saving kind of method. Yeah, Air Combat. And I'll be streaming this one, like I said, after I play Ace Combat 6 and 7. I got this for... I'm gonna have to think. I think I spent maybe 15 after shipping. And let's see what price charting's telling us. Air Combat. Games, NTSC. Ace Air Combat Simulator. That's not what I'm looking for. Air Combat Greatest Hits. Wow, they don't have a lot of info on it. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Okay. Air Combat Greatest Hits. There we go. Can confirm black label copies, manuals in black and white too. Thank you. Now I don't have to sit and wonder and ponder over that. Now we know. And knowing is half the battle. Yeah, looks like I probably overpaid a smidge. Or, well, maybe not, because the shipping on mine would have probably been $4 or $5. So if you don't take into account shipping, I came out pretty alright for my copy of Air Combat. Because it is Greatest Hits complete. And the disc, I did some resurfacing on it myself. So I'll try and hold it in a manner that, hey, look, it's me reflecting on the disc. But it's pretty clean. Like, you can see it wasn't professionally resurfaced by any means. But I've got a pretty clean disc. Which I'm happy. And it plays beautifully. I've popped this one into the PlayStation 1, or my PlayStation 2 and my PS3 a couple of times. Played a few levels. I haven't gotten far in it, just because I wanna try and have my first playthrough be blind for streaming. But yeah, Air Combat. And then that's a great segue into Ace Combat 2, which is probably the most I've spent on a video game in the last 3 or 4 years. No, I take that back. I bought like brand new PS4 and 5 games within the last 6 years. But like, for a used game, it's the most I've spent probably in a while. And I'll go ahead and have Ace Combat 2 pulled up. I spent, I'm gonna say, I bought my copy for $24. Yeah, I bought my copy for $24. The guy had free shipping on it. So $24, that's what I spent. And this is the like black label jewel case that we were talking about. So PlayStation 1, they released PlayStation 2 style cases, which were, you know, in these DVD style boxes, but PlayStation 2, we'll see PlayStation 2 boxes in a bit. But they had the original PlayStation logo running along the outer spine, or the inner spine. And I always thought that those boxes were neat, but they only did that for a handful of games. Mad at Namco Japan for making a collection with Ace Combat 2 on PlayStation 2. So Ace Combat 2, you can get it on the PS2, but only in Japan. Because I didn't know that. And then my copy of Ace Combat 2 is in pretty good shape. The guy took care of it. I bought it from, it was a seller on eBay. He runs a small game store, and it's a veteran-run business. So mad respect to him. Super great guy. Wish I knew his name off the top of my head. Would absolutely buy from him again. But same as Ace Combat, we've got the manual, which doubles as the box art. Again, black and white manual with the reg card inside. So a true complete in box example. Return this card to Namco Home Tech Inc. and you'll be eligible to receive free products, promotional items, and the latest information about our products. I don't think they'll do that anymore. It's called Nam Collection. It also has Klonoa and Ridge Racer. Oh, I didn't know that Klonoa was Namco. I knew Ridge Racer was, because Ridge Racer and Ace Combat take place in, like, the same universe. Namco's tip line, just gonna throw that out there for everybody. All the hints, tricks, and cheats. Under 18, please have your parents' permission. Touch-tone phones only. Look at those, like, rates per minute. And it was at 9 to 5, Monday through Friday on Pacific time. They also did the same with the Point Blank collection with Time Crisis 1 and PS2 with GunCon 2. Nice. Oh, I've got a bit of a scuff in the back manual. But I think that's the worst cosmetic damage that my case has. Front art's in pretty great shape. And I like that kind of holographic with the, what is it, the Su-35? Or is it the 27 flanker? But yeah, Ace Combat 2. Only game in the Ace Combat series where the Ace pilot, the player pilot, canonically flies a Russian craft. All other games, your player character pilot canonically pilots an American jet. Ace Combat 2 is the only one where you fly a Ruski aircraft. But pop that back in there. I don't have too much to say about Ace Combat 2, except that this is another one that after I play 6 and 7, I'll be jumping back and I'll be playing Ace Combat 2 along with Air Combat. So let me put that away. And then the last PlayStation 1 game that I've got is a copy of Gran Turismo 2 Greatest Hits. And then we looked at Ace Combat 2, right? Did we? Oh, no, we didn't. Ace Combat 2. So actually, no, I got a pretty good deal on my copy of Ace Combat 2, I would say. First MC to return for a subsequent game? Which game did the pilot return for? They don't show up again in Ace Combat 3, do they? Because that one's set way, way after. But yeah, I didn't do too bad with Ace Combat 2, if price charting's anything to go by. It is absurd to me that a brand new sealed copy is going for that much. Even the complete copies are kind of steep. Phoenix from Air Combat... Oh, okay. Phoenix from Air Combat is the same pilot in Ace Combat 2. Okay. I was thinking you were saying your pilot from Ace Combat 2 shows up in a future game. Which... I mean, that would be cool, but anyway. Next up, we got Gran Turismo 2. I got this at Game Exchange for $12. It is the greatest hits version. Let me go over Gran Turismo 2. Gran Turismo 2 for the PlayStation, and I have the greatest hits version. And a complete example, 1462. I paid a little bit less at $12. Including taxes, you got 1462, sure. So I was about right on the money paying for Gran Turismo. And the thing with Game Exchange, they typically base their prices off of pricecharting.com. So that makes sense. Anytime I go into the Game Exchange, if I see a game that I'm considering picking up, I will usually pull up price charting just to see how close or how far off they are from it. Because sometimes they're a little cuckoo, and they'll price it way higher than it needs to be. But the cool thing about Gran Turismo 2 is it was a dual case. Came with 2 discs. So the front art is not the manual. Instead, the front art is just that, front art, and I've got some sticker residue right here. I'm gonna have to clean that up. Also, hi, you can kind of see me. Ah. Anyway, Gran Turismo 2, it's got a little bit of sticker residue there. Flip it around, and it's just back art. This isn't a manual of any kind. Case is in pretty good shape. And they had another copy at the Game Exchange, which was pretty rough. Like, it had a huge fracture, like, running, like, a couple of fractures running along the almost complete length of the case. So I grabbed one where it was pretty clean. And that sticker residue, we could probably get rid of that here on stream. I figured I could go over some of my cleaning kind of steps that I use and do. But it was dual disc. So disc 1 had the simulation mode. You can see my copy is a little scuffed. And revealing some more beautiful art on the inside. Gran Turismo 2, fantastic looking game for the PlayStation. And it was kind of late in the PlayStation 1 life cycle too, if I'm not mistaken. And then the back art, you get a cool rally car. Looks like a Mitsubishi. And then there's the other disc. Disc 2 had the arcade mode. So they split it between 2 discs. And that was kind of common on the PlayStation 1. You would have a ton of these dual cases. Because you had some games on PlayStation 1 that were like 4 disc. You had some that were 6 disc. It was kind of wild. And that's because the PlayStation 1 was CD. And CDs can't hold all that much information. Well, they can. They hold a heck of a lot more than, you know, a cartridge. Just to show what we're going to next. They hold a lot more information than a cartridge. But it's still a far more limited capacity than, say, DVDs, which would come with the PlayStation 2. And then, like, PlayStation 3 would switch to Blu-ray, which was a massive leap in storage capacity on disc. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure in the jump from CD to DVD, with the PlayStation 1 to 2 era was significant in its own right. CDs can carry like 500 megabytes, something like that. Let me Google this just so I'm not giving you wrong information. Okay, so a standard CD can hold around 650 to 700 megabytes. Which these games were running at capacities coming close to, 1 gigabyte, 1.2 gigabytes. Take a look at, modern ports. If they're able to retain that original file size, you're looking at usually a 1 to 1.5 gigabyte for a lot of later era PlayStation 1 games, which is why they had to have 2, 3, 4 disc. Even with all that space, they still cut the planetary missions. Oh, wow. Talking about on Wing Commander 3? Man. Because Wing Commander 3, that one... I'm not super familiar with the Wing Commander series, but it was PlayStation 1, right? And then it was also on PC? It wasn't exclusive to PlayStation, was it? Take a sip of water while I'm at it. And hello, Luna. Good to see you. We're hanging out in the VC if you want to come and join in, Luna, and chat and chill with us. From PC, ported to PS1, and to 3DO. Okay, so it was ported to PlayStation 1, which... PlayStation 1, if Sony's history with development is anything to go by, was probably a headache to port to. And you also had to take into consideration its, like, big, competitors for the time, which were the N64, and then starting, like, with the Dreamcast kind of began to surpass the PlayStation 1, but then the PS2 came out, and it was like, fuck you. But, yeah, wow. These tracks are bops, by the way. I'm loving this music. It's 4-disc? Okay. So it's 4-disc like most of the Final Fantasies that were out on PlayStation 1. Because Final Fantasy 7 was 4-disc, I'm pretty sure. Final Fantasy 8 was 5, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was also 4-disc. 7 was 3? Okay, so 7 was 3, 8 was 4, and then Final Fantasy 9, 8 and 9 were both 4? Okay, cool. But yeah. So the whole, like, why you've got multiple discs. And that concludes the PlayStation collection. A bit modest. I don't have a lot of titles. I have more virtual titles for my PlayStation 1. Because I got Parasite Eve 2. I've got Misadventures of Trombone, Silent Hill, and what's the other one that I've got? Shit. Yeah, what is that other game that I've got on it? Because I got 5. I got 5 titles. Both Parasite Eves, or Parasite Eve 1 and 2, Trombone, Silent Hill. What was the other game that I got? Huh. Don't have that many PS1 games either. Only have about 8, and one of them is Tonka Space Station. Damn. I remember having some of the Tonka games on CD. Like, old, early PC titles. But with that, now it's time to jump into the N64 collection that I've got. And we're gonna start real strong. Madden Football 64. Yeah! Fucking A. I need my price charting tab. Madden Football 64. I've never even looked this one up. for price charting. I've never had any interest in sports games. This is one that I'm pretty sure whenever we got it, I got it as part of like a big bundle with the N64 when we bought it, and Madden 64 was one of the titles that was on there. But like, look at John Madden there. What a smug little man. And that really old EA Sports logo. I actually haven't seen that EA Sports logo. I never took a, very close look at my cartridge. Take a look at the back of it real quick. And then it's got those proprietary, I think, what were they called? Game pack screws? He knows he was making bank. Yeah, he was. Because he was like the only figure in sports at the time that like had faith in video games. And he jumped on that. And then Tiger Woods kind of followed suit, I think, with the PlayStation 1. I don't think any Tiger Woods games existed on the N64, but I know come PlayStation 1 and 2, like that's when they all started to really hit. Hey Shadowquill, how's it going? But yeah, so loose copy, going for $4, $5 if you round up. That's probably about what I got it for in the bundle. But yeah, this thing's useless to me. It's kind of neat popping it in every now and then just to see like how far the Madden games have come since their literal inception with Madden 64. And Shadowquill, congrats on second. And I meant to say Maz, congrats on first, and Orca on third. I was more of a motorsports fan. The only real ball sports game I had was ESPN NFL 2K5 on the Xbox and NBA Street V3 on GameCube. Which, the GameCube, I don't have any GameCube games in my collection, but the GameCube had some absolute bangers when it came to, like, the licensed sports games. I'm talking probably some of the best we've had. Because both the NBA Jams, both NBA Jams came out. The Street series, for real. The original Mario Strikers, if you wanted like original Nintendo sports games. The GameCube had some good shit in regards to sports games. And then this next one that I've got, I honestly feel like a lot of people aren't going to be familiar with it. But we've got Aero Fighter Assault, which this was my first Ace Combat. Aero Fighter Assault, I have no idea what this would be going for now. It's a series that I hadn't even like heard of. Aero Fighters Assault, lose for $13. Okay. That's more than I was expecting. But Aero Fighters Assault, one of the few combat flying games on the N64. I sense some sarcasm in that. Hands for free? Hands for free. Hi, Cringing, how's it going? I'm going over the video games that I've collected and amassed. Look at that, like, crispy A10 Thunderbolt on the box art. I actually really like this box art. Also, that KA rating that has been completely dropped by the ESRB. Very much tracks for me. Oh, I know. I'm a predictable guy. Wait until you see the keyboard I have coming in. And then that Nintendo seal of approval, or seal of quality. Aero Fighters Assault. Don't have a whole lot to say about this one. I've played it a few times. And, oh look, a bot that we get to ban. Hello, Valid Piety. Guess who gets to disappear? Wow. There we go. Taken care of. Certified cat boy? Me? Meow? I don't know about that. Oh, goodness. I guess I forget how much, like, loose N64 titles go for. But going back to Aero Fighters Assault real quick before we grab the next game. I've played it a couple of times. It's kind of fun. Gameplay very much feels like a blend between Star Wars Rogue Squadron and Star Fox on the N64. Chewie doesn't need cheap viewers while I'm around. Hell yeah, brother. Also, I've already got the best viewers in town. You're all right here. I don't need a bot telling me I can get more. I can bring them in myself. We'll spread cheeks for views. I mean, hi. Loose cards are more valuable because cardboard boxes, imagine them still being around. Yeah, no. And then speaking of Paper Mario, talking about cardboard and paper, you despise cardboard. I think that the boxes have some charm. I don't have any complete in box with the box. But man, I would love at least one N64 box. And I think if I were to track one down, it'd probably be Rogue Squadron. Just because I love the box art of Rogue Squadron so damn much. That's a beautiful Paper Mario Kart. Thank you. It plays beautifully too. I have taken care of this. This is probably one of my favorite games on the N64. And also one of the like nicer games in my collection. Like, period, the end. Very, very nice kart. Plays flawlessly. Fantastic game. Let me pop up Paper Mario real quick. And this is another one that I plan to stream at some point. But I won't be playing it on original hardware. I'll be playing on the N64 Virtual Console. Okay, original Paper Mario. Loose carts go for $75 fucking dollars? Excuse me? What? Okay. I got this in 2004, probably. 2004, 2005, because we got our N64 around the time my parents divorced. Which sounds hilarious saying it out loud. But we got this in like 04, 05 after my parents split. And we probably paid $10 for it, if that. It was in the same bundle. Like, all of my N64 games came from the same bundle, and this was one of them. Wow. I didn't know that Mario Kart went for that much. I know which game I'm selling first. If and when I let go of some of my physical games. That's pretty cool. But whenever I do get around to streaming Paper Mario, it'll be the Virtual Console version, just because simplicity's sake, ease of use, all that jazz. The Virtual Console version plays and runs, pretty damn well. There aren't any glaring issues like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I think those two have some issues. For the most part, solid port. One of the best ways to play the game now. If you don't have original hardware and an original cart. But next, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Fucking love this game too. This was the one that I played the shit out of whenever we got our N64. I love Shadows of the Empire. And then, like, pulling up Shadows of the Empire real quick. Let's see. Loose carts, $13, so dropping. So close to being a launch title, but it wasn't. Oh, nice. I never knew that. Because I didn't, like, grow up with the Nintendo 64. We just had one after. Even though this was definitely of my kind of generation. I grew up playing PlayStation 1 and PS2. The N64, I didn't get one until I was a little bit older. And I didn't have as much of an appreciation for it until now. Now I love the N64 for what it did. It was a kind of flawed system. It was nowhere near, like, the big seller of that, you know, console war. But it was solid. Your launch lineup was either Super Mario 64 or Pilot Wing 64. Yeah, pretty much. Those two titles dominated. Like, their Super Mario 64 was revolutionary in 3D game design on its own, and then Pilot Wing 64 was like the other one. Those were your options. But lastly, I've got Star Wars Rogue Squadron, which I feel like my copy is in pretty good shape. The other one. Yeah, I know, I hate to, like, downplay Pilot Wing 64, but I never played it. I never had a, like, sentimental connection to it. Like Mario 64. And then, my cart's a little rough. It was clearly sold at a yard sale or two, or it was put in a, you know, an old game collecting store. I've got sticker residue. It had, like a printout label maker, printout up there. What does the original Rogue Squadron go for? Because I paid $20 for my copy. And I feel I probably overpaid. But the reason I got this particular copy was because the front box art was in as good a shape as it is. You don't see many with that good of a box art, cover art. Mostly lurking since eating dinner, but hi. And it still works. Yeah, it still works. So I can't complain. And 1401. So yeah, I overpaid a little bit. I overpaid by about $5. No big deal. And actually, no, I take that back. I spent 15. So I only overpaid by like $1. So not bad. Lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something. It's a good copy. Like, it's definitely my most beat up cartridge, but it adds character, and I feel like that's something to take into consideration with these carts. The main thing I look for when collecting the N64 is how does the front box art look? Or how does the front label look? If that's intact, I'm happy. Back label, don't care. And then, oh, I have one more N64 game. Let me go and grab that real quick. Oh, Q with the gifted subs. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Wowee. Oh, and a hype train started? Oh. Well, let me mute real quick. I'll be right back. I gotta go grab the other N64 game that I have in my collection, but I'll be right back. All right, I've returned with the other cart. It doesn't say what the cart is on the back, does it? No. Anyway, it's Pokemon Stadium, which honestly kind of Juan with the gifted subs. My God, what the hell, people? Thank you, Juan. Hype train indeed. We're at a level 4 hype train. Jeez Louise. Level 5, actually. Holy shit. Yes, thank you for the gifted subs. Wow. But let's talk about Pokemon Stadium. Um, this one's kind of a useless pack. And I don't mean to say that like Pokemon Stadium's not a sought after valuable game, but Pokemon Stadium, unlike Pokemon Stadium 2, didn't have a lot going for it in like single player playability. Most of your fights were rental fights where you would get a pre-selected, pre-made party of Pokemon and go against computer, or you'd go against your friend. Most of Pokemon Stadium 1's use came from connecting it with a Game Boy. Yeah, and also the N64 online version so neutered too. And Juan, what's good, homie? How's it going? It's pretty good. I can't complain. We're showing off, dope ass video games, just chatting it up. So life's good. Life's good. I'm enjoying my new desk setup, so we're hanging out here. Real quick, another thing I love about Pokemon Stadium is it's got that this game pack belongs to. And you were supposed to go in and like with marker or fine tip pen write your name so that people knew this is ChewieCoffee's Pokemon Stadium. And yes, thank you. Absolutely. Get the shouty for one, get one for Heartless Kyo too, if you would please, Orca. Thank you. Please go give them some love and support. Two incredibly awesome creators that I love seeing them every time they pop in. They don't show up often, but when they do, or they I should take that back. They don't speak often, but when they do, it's always greatly appreciated. Love the community, love you guys. Everyone in chat right now, love all of you guys. Get one for Commander Striker too while you're at it, Orca. Striker does content creation as well. Shadaquil with the gifted subs too, guys. Shadaquil, thank you. Holy shit. Nerd? I am a nerd. You fucker. We're at what, level 6? Holy cow, guys. And hello, Adaro. Adaro, by the way, I'm in VC if you want to hop in and just hang out and talk about video games. Oh, while we're at it, let me scroll up. Let's get Pokemon Stadium. But I would say Pokemon... I can't type today. I would say Pokemon Stadium 2 has a better value. And a lot of that has to do with... hey, Adaro. A lot of that has to do with... like, just the content that you'll find within the game. But yeah, Pokemon Stadium. Loose copy for 27. I didn't know that. And this is another one where the cartridge is in pretty damn good shape. Especially considering some Twit Nugget kid didn't write their name on the front. They didn't follow instructions, and I'm here for it. But that's all of my... that's all of my, N64 games covered. So I'm gonna go put those away, and then I guess we'll hop into like the next kind of generation. We'll go right to PS2. So yeah, I'll grab PS2 and we'll go over those next. That'll be fun. We'll be at it for a while with PS2 because I've got a shit ton of PlayStation 2 games. But I'm gonna mute for a bit. Adaro, chat's yours. So say hi, introduce yourself, all that jazz. Bring Clover in if you don't know what to say. You're doing great. Alrighty, I've returned, and I said we were grabbing PS2. I fucking lied. I've got a couple of Game Boy games that I forgot I had. So I've got Dr. Mario on the Nintendo Game Boy, not the Game Boy Color, original Game Boy. I don't have a Game Boy, so I have no idea what these are valued at. I have no idea if they even work or if they're authentic. But Dr. Mario, just out of sheer stupid curiosity, Dr. Mario for the Game Boy. And these I got completely free. I just kind of found these. they're one of those like copy pasta, creepypasta, like horror stories. I found a mysterious cartridge while on a walk, and Dr. Mario and Yoshi were the two games that I found while out on my walk. Tech issues Wii? Oh, it happens. Don't worry about it. Looks like I got a coffee stain on this one. Oh, it's a little crusty. That might be a booger. Ew. This might have been some kids. Booger infused Yoshi. Oh god. And let's see what's in the hype chest, because the hype train's concluded. Thank you all so fucking much for level 6 hype train. I got this very retro golfer emote or a fire in a mist. What do you mean, ew, coffee? Oh, did we all get the same one, or you have that same one too? Hey, Adaro, welcome back.
Is it working now?
It is working. I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You did it. You've McDone it.
So, anyways, I heard you say it. I fired.
Fire in a mist. But Dr. Mario, $10 loose for a game I found, like, walking on the sidewalk. That's pretty funny. But that's one of my two Game Boy games that I have to my name. Yoshi on the Game Boy. I should probably select Game Boy. There we go. Yoshi for the Game Boy, another $10 loose cartridge. Yeah, well, $20 of free, Game Boy games that I found while probably grabbing a cup of coffee. I also got the golf one. Wanted the Goose Gritty. The Goose Gritty is so good. We love the Goose Gritty here.
I know you're really into your retro tech and everything.
Uh-huh.
Might be worth looking to adding to your collection a Super Nintendo and a Super Game Boy.
Yes, I have thought about it, because that is one of the better ways to go about playing Game Boy games on a larger TV and all that jazz.
Well, if for not also the reason that regular Game Boy will run you
yeah,
$150?
they're expensive, yeah.
And you can get a Super Nintendo and the Super Game Boy together for around that price.
Yeah. Hey, entertain chat for another second. I gotta go use the restroom.
So, chat, what is your favorite retro game? What's one that you have very fond memories playing when you were a kid? With a family member, with friends, just on your own because it was a gift. Also, please don't say anything like PS2 or GameCube. Oh, Battle Arena Touch 10. That's a good one. You are not the only person who I've seen say they really, really like Hamtaro's Ham Ham Park. I've actually seen people stream it on the site before, so that's really for me, one of the retro games I constantly go back. It's kind of funny, actually. I go back to Super Mario 64 a lot.
Super Mario 64, yeah. When it comes to the various Switch port versions, do you have any takes on the N64 ones, whether it be the All-Stars version or the Virtual Console? Because they're not the same thing, right?
No, they're not. For accessibility, I feel like the N64, your
the Virtual Console
Nintendo
one,
Switch Online, the Virtual Console one, it's much better for accessibility.
Yeah.
However, I like the little bonuses you get from the All-Stars bundle, where you can get like the gallery and like behind the scenes, like little.
Oh, okay. So it had like developer kind of behind the scenes stuff. Mm-hmm. Cool. I never knew that.
There's even a music kind of like, oh, here's music from all the different games. So for those little bonuses, I'd have to say that.
Adro is super low.
Kinda...
Let me.
I turned my microphone way down.
Oh.
Let me adjust that on mine.
Yeah, do that, and then we'll see if it's better. And then I can also turn down the music a little bit more.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you. I can certainly hear you better.
I bet you can.
Okay, so the All-Star version...
just for the bonuses.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I never do that, and I have that version in my backlog. At least for the time being.
Advanced Wars is a really good series. They still haven't put out that new one yet, have they? That's kind of been postponed indefinitely, right?
Yeah, no, they haven't. And I haven't heard anything new on it either, so yeah, indefinite hiatus, postponement, whatever.
Man, that's tragic.
Yeah, wow.
But hey, it's February, which means we have, 26 days to go until Pokemon Day. Which means we're going to find out more about Pokemon stuff coming out this year.
Yeah! Maybe some more news on Legends EA.
I would very much expect
yeah, you would think. And it's probably coming out this year. And I bet it'll be a Switch 2 launch title.
Oh, that's my guess.
Watching competitive Advance Wars brought me back to it.
Mm-hmm. Competitive Advance Wars is kind of crazy. Those people are scary. That's a hard game to play casually, but competitive players are just... They make Fire Emblem players seem insane.
And I've whipped out my next game. We're onto the PS2 finally.
Ace Combat 4.
I didn't pull it out, but I do have the original Final Fantasy on the NES. I have it in my NES right now. I'm afraid to take it out because my NES has a cartridge read kind of problem. And I got it to where it will read Final Fantasy, but it took so much finagling, I don't want to fool with it.
Well, I got some awesome news for you. Congratulations, man. Remember in the original Animal Crossing how you had a sole NES for every game?
Uh-huh.
That's your life now.
Oh, yeah. And I got my copy for $20, so I spent a little bit less than what they go for loose. But Ace Combat 4, that's the next one that we'll be talking about. Ace Combat 04, and it's 04 because it came out, or it's set during 2004. I was gonna say I was gonna say it came out in 04, but it actually came out in 2001. And I got my copy for $5 buckaroonies, so I spent a little bit less than your typical. Oh, actually, wait. Yeah, I that's for loose. That's for just the disc, complete, which I'm pretty sure mine's complete in box. Yes, it is. I spent like half of what they usually go for. Nice.
That's insane.
Yeah. And I've got the reg card in there. Which is so cool whenever they have the original registration cards.
Mhm.
And then it's a black and white manual. I'm surprised that it's a black and white manual. I don't think this is a case of somebody putting a greatest hits manual in a black label box.
I'm pretty sure that's just the manual the game had.
Yeah, I think it is too. Which that's the thing with PlayStation 2. It's kind of iffy on if it'll be a colored manual or not.
You know,
Go ahead.
you going through your collection, it gives me a question for Chad again. I'd asked them about any retro games they have a very
Yeah, you did.
fond spot
Oh,
for.
Hi, hello. That was me.
Oh no!
I've been McDoxed. Oh well.
Oh well, VTuber.
I've shown my
is
face
over.
on. I've shown my face. It's no
Um,
biggie.
Oh, so what I wanted to ask Chat is there any game
In
that
my
you consider
immersion.
rare or hard to find that you still have complete in box?
I'm gonna say my copy of Dirge of Cerberus, which we'll get to in a bit. Dirge of Cerberus,
Really good game.
that's the other PlayStation 2 game that I've spent maybe the most on in the last 5-6 years. Also, my case for Ace Combat 4 is pretty clean, I gotta say. There's like
Nothing we ever say will ever top Commander Striker.
no, Steel Battalion takes it.
Yep.
Oh, and then there's a pretty significant tear on the spine of the box art over there. And I've got a few bastardization kind of cases for the PlayStation 2. Where I've taken
like the reproduction cases.
no, not repro cases, but I've taken like much better cases from games I don't care as much about and put my nicer games in them to have a better, more complete edition. But Ace Combat 4, we streamed this one. This was my birthday stream from last year. We played that, which was a lot of fun. Did it in 2 sessions. And then anyone who's from the EU would know Shattered Skies as oh fuck, what was it called in the UK? Because Squad Leader was 5. Distant Thunder. Yeah, Ace Combat 4 was Distant Thunder. And in the EU power regions, which is so funny. But that is our first PS2 title. And then we're going in alphabetical order, so I think you all kind of know what's coming next. Ace Combat 5, which one of my favorite box art in the Ace Combat games. I actually really like the box art for the Unsung War. Yeah. And then the rear box art's great. The F-14 was Blaze's canonical aircraft, and most the like cover aircraft are the canonical aircraft for the pilots. Feel bad for power regions, yeah, because all the power regions had a name change. Like Ace Combat 0 wasn't Ace Combat 0 the Belkan War, it was just Ace Combat 0. Oh, and also playing at 50 hertz. Yeah, no, couldn't do it.
Oh,
so
kind of like how in the UK for PAL region for the old Sonic games, everything was slower, including the music.
yeah, huh? And that's because the I can't type today. That's because Power Region televisions were rated at like 50 hertz, 48 hertz, something like that. I was about to say, with Flight Stick, I saw that $70 and I thought, ain't no fucking way. But no, that's a game with the Flight Stick. Complete version of Ace Combat 5: The Unsung War will net you about $10. Rounded up. And that's about what I spent on this as well. Was 10. Ace Combat 4 and 5 were certified bestsellers on the PlayStation 2. And Striker, you have it on PS2 and PS4. Yeah, whenever you pre-ordered Ace Combat 7 On the PS4, you got a copy of Ace Combat 5: The Unsung War digitally to go with it. Which, looking back, I got it on the Xbox, and Xbox players, we got Ace Combat 6: Fires of Liberation, which, that is my personal favorite Ace Combat. But Ace Combat 5, I would argue, was maybe a bigger, better game to get bundled with Ace Combat 7. If anything, just for the direct, like, story events that directly tie from 5 to 7. They are pretty intrinsically linked. So PlayStation got a great value by getting 5 with 7 for that pre-order bonus. Xbox players, we got Ace Combat 6, which I love it to death, but the only significance of 6 is that it was an Xbox exclusive Ace Combat. But my copy of Ace Combat 5 is also complete in box. I'm not 100% sure if I've got the reg card in here. I don't think it has a reg card. It's also a way smaller manual, but it's in color. And you got, like, info on the arcade mode, which I need to go back and play the arcade mode, because the arcade mode is basically its own little mini campaign, and it's a direct sequel to Ace Combat 4. You return behind the pilot seat as Mobius 1, splashing bogeys in an event taking place immediately after Ace Combat 4. At least Ace Combat 6 was made backwards compatible on Xbox, whereas poor people who didn't pre-order on PS4... yeah, like, if you had a copy of Ace Combat 6, hey, cool, now you can play it on your Xbox One with the benefits of, 60 FPS, 4K, upscaling if you had the 1X or higher, all that jazz. PlayStation was kind of left behind, where if you didn't have it digitally... guess what, bub? You missed out. And that like PlayStation 4 version is one of the best ways to play the game, I would say, nowadays. Outside of emulators. Like, if you want to just play straight port emulator direct from, like, the horse's mouth, Ace Combat 5 on the PS4 is the way to go. And like I said, going in alphabetical order. So Ace Combat 0, The Balkan War is up next. Another fantastic game. One that I streamed, of course, as well. That entire VOD series will be hitting the YouTube channel here in a week. And talking about some of the most iconic box art for PlayStation, I would say Ace Combat 0, The Balkan War, kind of takes it as one of the most iconic and striking box arts. If I were a kid and I saw this in the stores when I was younger, I would have bought the hell out of this.
I see that in my local game stores all the time.
You really?
They like to have front-facing cases for certain parts.
Uh-huh.
And I always see Ace Combat 0.
See, Ace Combat 0 is one of the, like, more valuable Ace Combat titles now. Like, complete in box, you can get it 30. Or it averages out at 30. And I spent a little bit less. I got mine for 20.
That tracks. That's about what they had it there.
Ace Combat 0 is all fun and games until the 8-man Ace Squadron show up. Like, let me breathe. For real. Some of the Ace battles that were in 0 were brutal.
What's wrong? Aren't you having
Love
fun?
seeing people's retro collection. I'll need to share mine sometime. I got some pretty off-the-wall games. Ooh, yes, please. And then my Ace Combat 0 is also complete in box. I'm pretty proud of having all these complete in box. Get that manual out of there. Oh, it's another, for the most part, colored manual.
I regrettably don't have much of a retro game collection because when I was young, I was very much so one of the people
you would have to
in
sell
their
or
games.
trade in games to be able to buy the new ones. Yeah. Growing up, we did a lot of that too. But then we kind of stopped. And then I would say most of my game collection now are games that I bought within the last, like, 5 years. Having the Ace Combat PS2 trilogy complete in box is a beautiful sight in any collection. Yeah, it's like, these three right here. Whenever I got my PS2, I knew I have to have the Holy Trinity. Because these are like PlayStation essentials. And it's such a shame that 2 of the 3 games aren't available on modern consoles. And then even Ace Combat 5, like we said before, was only available on PS4, and it was only as part of a pre-order bonus. So it's kind of limiting. And then hi Patches. Hey buddy. Here, you want to come say hi? Come on. Come on. Come say hi. Come say hi, Patches. Come on.
I will say my most recent acquisition, maybe not entirely retro because
Here
it
he
is
comes.
a PS3 title.
Hi, Patches.
Oh, there's a troublemaker, the Cable Destroyer.
Hi, buddy. You drank some of my coffee earlier. No, hey, buddy.
Oh, he doesn't need all that energy.
No, he doesn't. I'm gonna pick him up. Come here. Knocking.
But my most recent
knocking the
acquisition, I believe I posted the picture for you to see. It is called Dot Hack Beyond the World.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, you did.
It is an oddity of a item because it's not just a game. So for people who don't know, Dot Hack Sign is a very old multimedia franchise. There's movies, novels, manga, games. This one in particular, Beyond the World, had a special release, a limited edition that included not only the movie Beyond the World, but on the Blu-ray disc, it also contained a fighting game called Dot Hack Versus, which is only accessible if you put the Blu-ray into a PS3.
Oh, wow. And then the only way I got Ace Combat 5 on PS4 was exploiting a region purchase loophole. The UK PlayStation Store had Ace Combat 5 stay on the deluxe edition package for quite a while. Oh, damn. Okay. I had never even heard of that exploit. Kind of funny, though. Damn. Wish I had considered that and done the same. Because the emulators for Ace Combat they're like okay. But there's something special about playing on the original hardware. And I will say that again and again. Playing on original hardware is always just so, like, special to me. And it's, in my opinion, the way to go. Speaking of playing on original hardware and it being the way to go, next up we got Ape Escape 2, which I don't think I have a complete in-box copy of Ape Escape 2. I'm pretty sure I just have the disc in case. Yeah, I just have the disc in case. And then the disc is a little worse for wear. You can see those scratches. And this is one that I need to resurface. It plays,
Average
though.
GameStop purchase.
It plays, though. So that's nice. And compared to Ape Escape 2 on the PlayStation 4 and 5 Virtual Console, or Classics catalog, this one doesn't have artifacting. It doesn't have any weird visual bugs. You don't have to stream it to get the optimal experience on PS4 and 5. I can just pop it in my PS2 or my backwards compatible PS3, and I'm off to the races. Or I'm off catching monkeys.
Nice. Oh, Striker has Crazy Taxi for the Dreamcast. The good one with the Offspring.
Yes,
soundtrack.
with the Offspring. Ace Combat 4 still doesn't render explosions at higher resolutions on emulators. Oh, man. Wow. We're real brief on Ape Escape 2. That's one that I plan to stream at some point. You have Crazy Taxi on the PS2. The PS2 version, it changed the music, didn't it? Or does PS2 retain the Offspring?
No, PS2 does not have Offspring. The license lapsed in between the two.
Damn.
It was like very, very.
No, wait. Maz is saying Maz is saying it's got
does
it.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
Why is it that they couldn't? Because I remember some version of Crazy Taxi. They
Oh
didn't
shit!
have,
I didn't pull up
anymore.
Ape Escape 2. Which I'm not gonna call mine. I'm not gonna call mine complete in box because it's not. I've got a loose copy, but even loose, 37. Wow. Okay. And mine's like more complete than loose, so I would like, if I were to sell it, I'd probably list it between. Huh. Imagine that. Huh. Cool. The digital re-releases, yeah, they lost the music. And then ATV Off-Road Fury 2. I don't have high hopes for this one. What? ATV? What was I typing? ATV Off-Road Fury 2. Which I don't think I have it complete in box. These are one of those, you see this at every kind of thrift store in their little, like, beat to shit PS2 collection. I think my case is in pretty good shape, all things considered, for one of those.
One game. Sorry, go ahead.
For one of those, you know, bargain bin dime a dozen games that you'd find.
The one game you always find at Goodwill.
Yes, for real. Because nobody wants fucking ATV Off-Road Fury 2. And I've got...
They already have it.
Yeah, they got 4 copies of it, and they didn't even know it. I do like that it's a full manual, pretty thick, full-color manual. Like, that's nice. But yeah, the game's ass. You have to be into, like, MX vs. ATV style games to want to play this. And my disc, as you can see, is as beat up as any other copy you'll find out in the wild.
These extreme sports games on the PS2.
Yeah.
And everyone knows the best ones were Tony Hawk Underground. And, what was the other one? I just had it and then I lost it. SSX.
I like manuals how I like my milkshakes. Oh boy.
In the yard. My brain just broke.
Rocket Power Beach Bandits. Let's go. This is one.
God, I forgot that series.
Yes. This is one of those games that I'm like so proud that I have a copy of it, and I cannot wait to stream this one at some point. Because this game fucking rules. And by that, it fucking drools. THQ licensed game Frenzy. It's not a great one. But it's also not terrible. Like, it's a surprisingly okay THQ licensed game. But THQ made a bajillion of these. That's a powerful game right there, dude. Look at these, like, full color 3D renders of the characters with their backstories. Like, if you don't know the show, fret not. The manual's got you covered. They got robots playing a game.
The only thing I need to know is if you can play as Sir Shaktito.
Oh, but man. And then my copy isn't in too rough a shape either. The case has seen better days, like the little bracket that holds the disc in place is pretty rough. Damn, get out of there. There we go. Yeah, you know, disc isn't in too bad a shape.
That's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's not bad at all. And it plays. So that's good. I had some trouble with it on my old PS2, so I've got two PS2s. I've got, is there a note section in the back? You better believe there's a note section in the back. Wait, actually, is there not a note section in the back? Wait, what the fuck? There's not a note section in the back. How am I supposed to jot down my cheat codes or the references that they made to episode?
Strap.
Yeah, or but we do get advertisements for the other THQ licensed Nickelodeon games, like Rugrats and Jimmy Neutron. Don't forget your Nick prize points. Gotta cash in them Nick prize points for real.
You want have a chance on going on to
Striker, you want to see someone see a manual or someone use the note section as a diary? I'm pretty sure I've got a copy of Medal of Honor Frontline where somebody put in like cheat codes and strategy kind of notes. They actually used it. I've never seen a used note section. But real quick, we gotta see what Rocket Power Beach Bandits is going for. I can't type. Bandits. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo that one. Rocket Power. I can't type. Oh my god. Maybe I am an unreader. There you go. Rocket Power Beach Bandits. Loose copy, PlayStation 2. Or actually, no, mine's complete. So $10. Not that much. $10. Which, hey, that's fun. You bought this game, please buy our other games. THQ in 2000, for real. Maz, you're gonna love this one. We're going in alphabetical order, so you probably know what's coming up next. We're on B's. That's right, it's the fucking Bouncer, baby! Squaresoft. The Bouncer. Predecessor to Kingdom Hearts. Which, I'll be streaming this as well, in a future stream near you. The Bouncer, PlayStation 2. Which, I got my copy for $20 complete, so I bought mine a little less than what the complete value goes for. But it is complete in box. There's our
Square Enix ever made.
There's our prototype to Sora. And my disc is in beautiful shape.
I think I have my copy of that game over here too.
Like that's a clean disc.
Nice.
Woo! Woo! Ah! Woo! Another little Chewie jump scare. Ah! I know I'm bearded white man. Whatever will you do?
Oh no, the beard.
Oh no, it's a bearded white man. Get his ass. Beautiful full color manual. Tons of cool like concept art too to decorate some of the pages. You got your like character bios too. Oh shit, I never even noticed like the patches, like not my cat Patches, he's running around chasing a hot sauce packet. But like I never noticed the little like patches on their shirts. Like we got Dog Street, which gets referenced a few times in Kingdom Hearts. But like the Cactuar looks like a rejected boss from Virtua Cop 2.
Yeah. Doesn't that patch basically mean no running?
No running, yeah, more or less. Oh, and complete with Reg card. Very cool. But yeah, the Bouncer. It's a bit of a shorter game. You can complete it in like a single sitting, easy. So it's one that I'll definitely throw in like between Final Fantasies or something.
Very excited for that.
Play the action movie. That's how you know they knew what direction they wanted players' expectations going with when experiencing the bouncer.
All they needed to do to advertise that game is go, hey, do you like ragdolling your enemies?
Yeah. Gotta send it off the square and get a shirt. You're right. What do we have next? Oh, Brothers in Arms. Which, bit of an underrated World War II shooter series by today's standard, I should say. I think when Brothers in Arms was out, it was, not competitive, but it was in there. Like, Call of Duty and Medal of Honor were definitely leagues ahead of Brothers in Arms. But it had its audience. Pretty clean disc as well. This is one that I resurfaced myself, and I think you can kind of see too, where it's not. Go ahead.
Isn't Brothers in Arms one of those games we talked about with the devs of that game actually got up to afterwards?
So this was Gearbox. Yeah, this was Gearbox and Ubisoft. So sad we're not getting Brothers in Arms 4 anytime soon. Yeah. Oh, nice. Ad for Rainbow Six Lockdown. And it's all Borderlands' fault. Yeah, it really is. Whenever Gearbox moved to Borderlands, they made mad bank and they ran with it. And they never looked back. And then it's like they wanted to make Brothers in Arms into like a Borderlands kind of thing. And I think the dev team just refused. They wanted to keep it authentic. They wanted to continue the story that they were telling with whatchamacallit, Hell's Highway. And it just kind of fell apart. They shuttered the studio, I think. But Brothers in Arms, a bit of a lost kind of franchise now. Blame Luna? I do. I blame Luna specifically.
Luna
if Luna didn't love Brothers or Borderlands so much, we might have Brothers in Arms 4. But no. But yeah, like continuing with Brothers in Arms, Earned in Blood. Which this was my first Brothers in Arms. I didn't realize Road to Hill 30 existed beforehand. I'd only ever seen Earned in Blood. And it's okay, because they're kind of, like, these are essentially the same game. From two different perspectives. Road to Hill 30, you're following Sergeant Matt Baker. And in Earned in Blood, you're following, I think his name's, like, Chris Redfield's dude in Resident Evil. But it's, like, Red something, Red Harlow. No, that's guy in That's the guy in Red Dead Revolver. And my copy is not complete in box. Yeah, white men with guns. How dare? But it's a pretty good. I take it back. That's a terrible condition case.
Oh dear.
Thank you, Joe Red Heartstock. But yeah, you follow Joe in Earned in Blood, and then you go back to Matt Baker in Hell's Highway, which was on PS3 and the Xbox 360 and PC. What are these going for nowadays? Brothers in Arms, not Hell's Highway, Road to Hill 30. And for those that aren't familiar with the series, these were first-person tactical shooters. So you play as the squad leader, and you commanded your squad. You would put them in positions. You would tell them to, like, lay down covering fire, where you as a player would run and do flanking routes. That was the gameplay flow. And if you lost squad mates during battles, they were gone. They didn't come back. You'd get an option to bring back essential characters just to make the game continually, like, winnable in the later stages. But if you wanted to challenge yourself, you could do permadeath modes where, just say no you don't get your squad mates back, and they're gone. And wow, Road to Hill 30, $6 complete. I guess that checks. It was like, it's Ubisoft. It didn't sell a ton of copies, I don't think, but a lot of copies are floating around out there. And it's also it's not a very like sought after series.
No.
And then Brothers in Arms Earned in Blood, which I think I spent $6 on both these, so I came out pretty clean on them. Earned in Blood, and they were also multi-platform, so they're out on PC, which is the best way to play, and then PlayStation 2 and Xbox, which I would say the PS2 is maybe the worst way to play the games now. They're not horrible. It really was. Both came out in 2005, but that kind of goes to show from the get-go, they had the intent of releasing two games with different perspectives on the same events. Because that's what Earned in Blood kind of was. If you released Road to Hill 30... Yeah, if you released Road to Hill 30 and then Earned in Blood today, you'd probably get a lot of players making the argument, oh, it's just a glorified DLC. Because it kind of was. It's a very early example of that. And yeah, Call of Duty did the same exact thing. You had Call of Duty on the PlayStation. Call of Duty came out on the PC. And then Call of Duty Finest Hours was the PlayStation 2 kind of version of Call of Duty, where it was a smaller experience. It wasn't as fleshed out. But hey, it's Call of Duty on the PS2. And it was essentially DLC. Because you also had United Front, which was DLC. But yeah, Armored Core did the same thing, because you have like 3 different versions of Armored Core 2. But they're all essentially the same thing. Next up, hey, speaking of Call of Duty, we got Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1, which is probably the best of the PS2 Call of Duty titles. And I'm gonna go.
My favorite Call of Duty.
Yeah. I'm gonna go run use the restroom. I'll be right back again.
On the coffee. Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1. Absolutely my all-time favorite Call of Duty game. I owned that particular game on GameCube, however. Arguably, it's another case of something that could have just been, by today's standards, DLC. Because that's basically all it was. It was just a side story to the events of Call of Duty 2. Finding Breath of Fire anything is a nightmare.
Oh man, Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter? No. And that's the video game version of the movie Breath of Fire, right? Or am I thinking of something else?
Yeah, Mark Hamill did a lot of voice acting in the 2000s.
Yeah. Mark Hamill did the narration for Big Red 1, which I'd forgotten about until I popped it back into my PS2 and was testing it out.
And you heard him. It was like, oh,
hey, it's Luke Skywalker. It's the Joker.
What are you doing here, Luke?
And my copy is complete in box, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I forgot that it was out on the GameCube, or that it came out on the GameCube. Yes. Yeah, it was kind of a DLC, but I would make the argument that it was also like a one last hurrah for the PlayStation 2 era Call of Duty games, which there aren't that many, but
it's also substantial enough that trying to turn it into DLC would have been a nightmare.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be the counter to Call of Duty 2, because Call of Duty 2 was like the Xbox 360 exclusive Call of Duty. It only came out on the Xbox 360. And PC. And yeah, it only came out on the Xbox 360 and PC. And I would say the bulk of players got it on the Xbox 360. Because that was the big, like, look at what next gen can do for Call of Duty. 360 version of Call of Duty 2 is the best one to stream. Agreed.
Wasn't Call of Duty 3 also Xbox 360 exclusive?
No. Nope. Xbox 360, PS3, and the PS2. PS2 got Call of Duty 3, but it was like a watered down kind of degraded version.
Just a very neutered experience.
Yeah. The PS3 version of Call of Duty 3 is also really rough. They tried to throw in like motion controls to give it some extra flavor, but it hurt the optimization. The developers were having a hard time with the PS3 still. Like, Treyarch and Infinity Ward hadn't quite learned that generation yet, because it was a launch title for the PS3.
PS3 architecture, from what I've heard.
Crazy thing that Call of Duty used to be not some variant of Warfare. Yeah, for real. And Call of Duty 2, that was one of the last, like... No, I take that back. Call of Duty 3 did it too, but those old school World War II era Call of Duties where they used history channels like stock footage, they had narrators like the Allstate guy and Mark Hamill like we talked about earlier. They gave a shit. They wanted to give you like an interactive historical experience. Was it entirely historically accurate? No. And it was a military channel, not the history channel. Yeah. Like, they worked directly with military consultants to make sure that, you know, if the exact details weren't accurate, the presentation was at least pretty damn accurate. Next we have Disney's Cars. From Call of Duty to Disney Pixar's Cars. And this game fucking slaps. Yeah, it was authentic, if not accurate. It wasn't this bullshit that they give you now where it's like, oh, it's based on historical history so that they can get away with presenting like egregiously historically inaccurate titles. Oh, it's historically based, not historically, set. Like, shut up, man. We just want an authentic World War II shooter, and you're not giving it to us. And I meant to look up Call of Duty Big Red One. Call of Duty Big Red One. There we go. Yeah, I didn't know it came out on the GameCube. I need to
get that game again. Yes.
Yeah, there it is. GameCube, and it was on the original Xbox. But one of the reasons Call of Duty 2 Big Red One, I might have said it, like, the whole reason it exists is because the PlayStation 2 wasn't getting Call of Duty 2. And they still wanted to, like, bank in on that kind of, that generation of Call of Duty. Call of Duty World at War Final Front, which was the last PlayStation 2 Call of Duty, was a travesty. You're taking Call of Duty World at War, making a totally unique story for it, but built on the PS2 engine and everything, and it didn't need to happen. They needed to let the PS2 go, and it came out in like 2013. The PlayStation 3 was like in its midlife cycle, or no, it wasn't 2013. It was 2011. But still, like, the PS3 was on its last little leg. And the PS4 was 2 years out. It's insane. It's insane that there were PS2 titles releasing the year the PS4 came out. But Disney Pixar's Cars. I have a complete box copy of this. My disc is hella rough shape. This is one that I also resurfaced myself using sandpaper and a power drill, but it works. I got it working. And this is a great game. Like, genuinely, it's a great game. I love Cars. It's like baby's first Grand Theft Auto with the driving. And it's got competent racing. Like, it's actually a ton of fun. And it's one that I tried to... Oh my god, it's got a note section. But it's one that I tried to stream, but it was on that old PS2 that I have, where the laser for the disc reader is kind of faulty, and it couldn't read it. It couldn't do it. And then we also get all these really cool like ads for Finding Nemo coming out, greatest hits. You can grab that for $20. You can buy the Cars soundtrack, get revved up. And then all new Cars video game arcade levels find exclusive cheat codes with these Mattel toys.
Oh god.
And register your game at MyTHQ.
Have you ever bought a retro game and found a printout in the front from like cheatcodes.com?
I've not. But there was that copy of Medal of Honor Warfighter, or not Medal of Honor Warfighter, Medal of Honor Frontline that I found, where somebody actually like drew the cheat codes, like the D-pad inputs, so that they could always have infinite ammo, infinite health, like God mode, whenever playing through the game on the hardest difficulty. Oh, we've got a fucking banger coming up next, but first let me pull up Disney Pixar's Cars. And ooh, wait a minute. Disney Pixar's Cars. These are for Xbox. Include variants? Set. That's what I want. Set, Disney Infinity, no. Well, Cars on the PSP was Cars on the PS2, but on the PSP. What if I just put Cars PS2? There we go. So, complete, $7.
That's about right.
Yeah, that's about right. But yeah, like Cars on the PSP was more or less Cars on PS2, because the PSP was a handheld PS2. It was really impressive. The History Channel Civil War, A Nation Divided. This game is craptastic.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
That makes me think of, do you remember when the Army and the Marines and the Navy or whatever would come and set up a table at your school?
Yes, because I went...
Do push-ups and we'll give you like a copy of America's Army.
Oh my god. No, I went up to the like recruitment booth. I was that kid that I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a U.S. Marine. I'm gonna be a U.S. Marine. I went up to the Marine recruiting table in our school, and the guy looked at me and said, "You're a little old for the recruitment table, aren't you?" And I looked at him like, "What do you mean?" And he thought I was a student teacher. He thought I was in university.
The beard ages by 20 years.
Yeah, it really does. But this isn't one of my later kind of PS2 cases where they ditched the memory card holder. No manual. Show some respect. You're disrespecting a future future U.S. Army soldier.
What's that copy post? Listen here, you little shit. I have whatever number of confirmed kills.
Yeah. I can kill a man 38 different ways with just my thumb. I eat little shits like you for breakfast.
You eat little shits for breakfast?
No, damn it. Shit. But yeah, no, these History Channel games are terrible. They made 2 of these. They made 2 for the Civil War.
Why?
They had A Nation Divided, which tried to be historically authentic, with more military channel, like, crossfade. No, it would have been History Channel at that point. But it had, like, History Channel documentary footage on the Civil War, the events, you know, General Grant, General Lee, their bullshit going on. And they made a second one, which was called Secret Missions, where it was like, here's the Civil War, but with covert operations. You're gonna go and cut the rope off of like Union spy balloons. Those damn Yankees and their spy balloons. Hi, Patches. Hey, buddy. Oh my goodness. Well, hello. Oh, what are you doing? No, I don't need you to open Microsoft Copilot. No, Patches, you're gonna turn something on that we don't need turned on. Stop. Hi, buddy. Hello. So glad you could join us. Hi. Come here. No, you're gonna ruin everything. Stop. You goober. Anyway.
Alright, like chaos.
Next up, we got him on the table. Dark Cloud. No, don't try and eat my copy of Dark Cloud, you little turd. You nugget. You buffoon. Stop. Stop it.
Oh yeah, that tail going like that. He's ready for
He's got his ears in like the airplane attack mode. Now he's grooming himself. Here, let me just drag you on over. Hey buddy. Let's get your cute little face in there. Here, you wanna play with Dark Cloud? You wanna look at Dark Cloud?
Imminent kangaroo kicks.
I can make him probably kangaroo kicky. Come on, here he comes. He's engaging the he's engaging the feats. oh, there they go. There. Kangaroo kickies, it's happening. Anyways, hi Patches. You done, bud? You done? Here. Womp.
He really is super floofy.
He is the floofiest. Anyways. Let me try and move stuff back where I had it. There we go, something like that. Dark Cloud! Which, I only just got this within the last year, along with Dark Cloud 2. And my copies are in pretty damn good shape, if I don't say so myself. Excuse me. Dark Cloud. Whenever I stream these, though, I will be playing the PS4 Virtual Console. Greatest Hits, Platinum, what do they call it? Classics Catalog. I'll be playing it via the Classics Catalog. Solid PS2 game. Yeah, for real. The little snippets that I played of it on my PS2, I've loved. I adore it. It's like a very early example of a roguelike. And I've got a complete in box copy, and I got mine for like $10. So I spent about half of what it runs for. And the disc is in really solid shape if I can get it out of here.
Great.
There we go. Yeah, it's in pretty solid shape. You got a couple of scratches here and there that you can kind of see, but it's not in need of a resurface or anything, so I'm pretty happy with my copy. Dark Cloud 2, I spent a little bit more on. I think I spent maybe $30 on Dark Cloud 2. Because I really wanted Dark Cloud 2 to complete the set. In Dark Cloud 2, I thought I'd overpaid. No, I was kind of bang on the money. Yeah, I was kind of bang on the money for Dark Cloud 2. Nice. But my copy is not complete, so no, I did overpay, probably.
That's unfortunate.
Because I don't have the manual. But the disc is in solid shape, so hey. And I'm not the biggest stickler for it, like, it has to be complete in box. I prefer complete in box, but if it's missing the manual and it's at a good enough solid price, I'll take it. And I kind of blew through those, but yeah, Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2, both those will show up on stream at some point. They will be, of course, the Classics Catalog versions for the trophy support and all that jazz. Then next up, we got everybody's favorite, Fantavision. which I got for 50 cents at a yard sale.
I bet you did.
Yep. And a complete in box copy of Fantavision for the PS2 goes for $8. So I came out with a pretty good deal. If it's not a big difference between game only and complete in box, I'll look for complete in box. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, if the complete in box price is fair, it's what I'll go for. And this one, like, the disc is in rough shape, but it plays. I streamed that one for a little while. Fantavision's a weird game, man. Like, the opening for Fantavision with the very... It reminds me of the PlayStation 3 ads with, like, the baby in the dark room. Or the white room.
Yes.
Yeah.
The baby doll with a really creepy laugh.
Yeah, it's like that, but colorful and with children's laughing. And it's like, there's something unsettling about it. But it's supposed to be this bright, colorful game where you're basically playing Connect 4, but with fireworks. It's a weird game. And this got sequels. This got like 2 sequels. There's Fantavision 2000, and then there's a PlayStation 4 Fantavision, I think. But yeah, whack. And hey, Dirge of Cerberus. Which
also, Fantavision had that very classic Sony logo on it.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Is this based on the drink, Dirge of Cerberus? What do you mean?
Fantavision.
Oh, no affiliation with Fanta, the drink. Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus. I'm actually really curious about this one's kind of value. Okay, complete in box 25, which I spent a little bit more than that. I think it's actually come down. I got it when I think price charting had complete in box at maybe 35, and I got mine for 30. But it's come down. I think people have realized, or Dirge of Cerberus was one of those games I think that really suffered from the like COVID era, like retro games. They need to remake this game. Just from the little bit that I played, agreed. Whoa, that's some dope art. Wait a second. Yo, okay. This is a cool manual.
Cerberus goes crazy hard.
Yeah, no, I loved what I played of it. And it's another one where I'll stream it. But I'm gonna play Final Fantasy VII first. Original 7. I'm gonna stream that one. And then I'll play the remakes at some point. And then Final Fantasy 12, we got our other Final Fantasy title on PS2. Which I don't have that many. In Final Fantasy 12, I see it going for, 10, 15 pretty regularly. The Final Fantasies on PS2 aren't crazy hard to find. Complete in box price, $6. Yeah, okay, so like, yeah, I overpaid by a few bucks for mine.
I think for the Steelbox version of that game, I paid $15.
That checks. I feel like I've seen the Steelbook go for that much on eBay and stuff. But solid game. Love the little bit that I played of it. Literally just the opening, and mostly to watch. Hey, notes. And mostly just to watch the opening cinematic because it's so damn cool. Mm-hmm. It gives me mad Star Wars Episode 1 vibes. And those came out around the same time, didn't they? Or no. Episode 1 was 99, and this was 2003?
2003, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, 2003, 2004. Anyway, Final Fantasy 12. This will be the next Final Fantasy that we play, by the way. I'll be playing the PS4 Zodiac Age version of it. Final Fantasy 12 is Star Wars. Thank you.
Maz, why would you invoke Ima?
And then let me take a swig of water. That's why I've had to use the restroom, by the way, Adaro. Not because of coffee, it's the water I'm drinking.
Oh, you have all of them? Nice. I have infection around here somewhere.
I had an infection once. Thankfully, it went away.
Yeah, that game complete in box, even in not great condition, is like $70-$80. If it was in really good condition, it's more.
I think Ford Racing 2 is another one of my yard sale finds where I got it for 50 cents. So, not too bad, considering $6 complete. So I would say, for the most part, looking at my collection value so far, I am... Whoa, it's one of the blue disc. These are always trippy to me.
Oh, that's funky.
Yeah. Anyway, for the most part in my collection, I would say I'm well in the... I've made profit from holding on to some of the games rather than I've sunk money into games and lost on any potential value. So I'm doing pretty good. Like, Paper fucking Mario. I didn't realize that a loose cartridge of Paper Mario is like 75 on average. Which, yeah, wow. And then Ape Escape 2. I didn't know a loose copy of Ape Escape 2 is like $40. So I have some value in my collection. Not like crazy value. I don't have a Dot Hat game lying around, but yeah. Next up, Grand Theft Auto 3. This year, or last year, I finally got the PlayStation 2 trilogy of Grand Theft Auto games. Complete in box, Grand Theft Auto 3. This is one that I also resurfaced it myself. And I think you can kind of see it. You can see a bit of the, like, disc gunk kind of around it, because I forgot to cover the center when resurfacing. But I got it playing. This was a game that went from being this disc cannot be recognized as a PS2 format disc to reading, playing, and being completely functional. It's got the map in there. It's got the entire manual, so it is complete in box. Why am I saving up for secret documents when you can just leak them, sell your games, and skip out? It's my contingency plan. Duh. The government's gonna come after my ass. I gotta have a plan.
That's wild.
And then the Grand Theft Auto games, I don't think they're all that valuable on PS2 anymore. I think they've kind of lost their value. Or they've come down significantly. Yeah, complete in box, $10. That's about what I expect. These sold like hotcakes. Like, everyone and their grandma has got Grand Theft Auto 3. So, yeah, it's not a, oh, gotta have it, because you probably already have it and you don't know it. Same with those ATV games. But this time, instead of it being a shit-tacular title, it's actually worth having. But I gotta go swap to the next stack of PS2 games. That was the first section. We got 2 more, so I'll be back in a few.
I'm currently being mauled by my own cat. How hard was it to find IMOC mods, or did you have them from before they became, like, hot collector items? How's everyone's Saturday been so far? Nice and relaxing, hopefully.
All right, I'm back. I gotta like reorganize the games because I dropped them.
Nice.
I dropped my video games. Yeah, so we got G's, and then J's, and then K's. Yeah, okay. I know my alphabet. Drop the whole damn stack. I look like the guy, the meme. Like, what am I gonna do with all these video games? As I was trying to get back, and I dropped the whole damn stack. So I'll have to get this pile, like, back in alphabetical order in a bit. But, anyway, starting back with, the next title in Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So many video games. I got too many. I do. I really do. I got too many. I've made the joke that, like, I need to see about buying the Steam Train, like, jingle, because I bought too many games, and now I gotta play them all. And I could make it, like, coffee Steam kind of themed. Ooh, that could be fun. But Grand Theft Auto Vice City, not Stories, Vice City. For the PlayStation 2. Yeah, another, $10 complete, and I've got a complete copy example. Beautiful box art. I love the older Grand Theft Auto styles. And it's got the map, poster, the booba, manual, which is really cool. I like the Vice City one because it like reads like it's a tourist guide. Keep making New Year's resolutions, not buy games, and I fail within 2 weeks. Same. But yeah, we're kind of blowing through them now just because we're at Grand Theft Auto and stuff, and there's not as much to talk about. These are all games that I intend to stream as well. And it's kind of interesting. Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City, I shouldn't have any issues with. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, when played on the PlayStation 3 H model, or E model, which is what I have, has some visual artifacting. So it's potentially going to give me some issues.
That's weird.
Yeah, like it's like the frame rate isn't synced properly. I don't know. It's weird. But another complete in box copy, I paid pretty much right on the complete price according to price charting. And I feel like these are games where they're gonna stay at that point probably for the foreseeable future. Because again, these are games that sold millions on PS2 in particular. And then continuing with games that sold millions on PS2, Gran Turismo 3, which I've got like 5 copies of Gran Turismo 3.
Jesus.
Well, I've gotten so many like bundle kind of boxes, blind boxes, and at least 2 of them had Gran Turismo, and then I already had 3 copies of Gran Turismo 3 from growing up. And the game's stupid cheap, because again, sold millions. It's one of those essential kind of PS2 titles.
Yeah.
I like looking at the like list of cars on the back, because there's some notable like manufacturers that are here now that wouldn't show up again in other like series. Gran Turismo had like a monopoly on Toyota for a while, There's no Porsche in Gran Turismo, because Electronic Arts bought the exclusive rights to Porsche in video games. So the only racing game that you could find Porsche in was Need for Speed.
That's wild.
Yeah, never played a Grand Theft Auto game. I've only played like 4 and 5. I've never played the PS2 ones. And speaking of PS2s, I've got my Gran Turismo 3 in another one of those like late kind of production PS2 cases. This one being the actual Sony one because it's got the logo and everything. But complete in box, manual and all. I've got like 2 copies Black Label, and then the other 3 are all greatest hits. And I think one of them might be a loose CD. And then Gran Turismo 4, which is infinitely better than 3 in my opinion. I will die on that hill. Just because of the amount of content that you get in Gran Turismo 4 compared to 3. And it's such a, like, minimalist box, too. It's very striking. And this is one that I've actually refurbished myself. So, older PS2 style case with the memory card slot. There was scuffing along the spine here, and I don't know if it'll pick up or not, but I went in and you can kind of see that miscoloration. I took black permanent marker and filled in and repaired the scuffing myself. Little like hack you can do. It doesn't increase the value. If anything, it decreases the value. But it makes it look nicer on the shelf. And it's Gran Turismo 4. It's not a stupidly valuable game to begin with.
No.
But I love this game to death. It's one of 4 PlayStation 2 titles that supported 1080i, 1080 interlacing, and it had native widescreen support. And it's another one where on the PlayStation 3 backwards compatible model that I have, it doesn't play nice with it. So this is one, yeah, and it super doesn't play nice. I think I might need to resurface my disc. Which, it's looking a little scratched up. Not terrible, but it's looking a little scratched up. I need to pop it in my PS2, but whenever I try and play it on my PS3, there's really bad artifacting. Whenever trying to load into a map, the load times are excruciatingly long, and it doesn't work. But it's a known issue with the E model. The A and B models did backwards compatibility like natively, or they had the system hardware inside. The E model and the C model, the C and E model. C model only came out in Europe, and the E model only came out in the US. Those models, they do more emulation than hardware-based backwards compatibility. But next, Jak and Daxter, Precursor Legacy, another game that I love to death from the PlayStation 2. This is one of those retro games that I have a ton of memories with, just because we used to play the hell out of it growing up.
Classic.
Yes. And honestly, Jak 2 and 3 don't hold a torch to Jak and Daxter. And my case is stupid rough. Like really, really bad rough. And the box art's water damaged. And we lost a manual. So my copy's in terrible shape.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's in terrible shape, but still plays. And this is one where I platinumed the game like 3 times now, because they've got 2 different PS4 versions, and they've got it on the PS3 with the Jak and Daxter collection. Which, speaking of, I've got Jak 2 as well. This is where Jak and Daxter tried to become Grand Theft Auto, and it just kind of fell flat. What is this? Wait a second. Get connected. Register your games now. Who is this from? Is this from Naughty Dog? Was this packaged with the game originally? Because I don't have the manual. Huh. And this is a game that was my uncle's and he gave it to me.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, and that disc is rough. Fingerprints and everything. I'm gonna have to like clean that disc off. Yeah, this is like pre-Uncharted Naughty Dog. Post Crash Bandicoot Naughty Dog. So they went Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, and then Uncharted was like their next big thing after Jak and Daxter in the Jak series.
A pre-Last of Us world.
Yeah. All right, everybody strap in. It's fucking Kingdom Hearts. Let's go.
Let's go.
We get to talk for 3 hours about nothing but Kingdom Hearts now. I fucking love this series. I've got the entire collection on PS2, PS3, PS4, Epic Game Store. I've got these games on so many platforms, and I love them. And
I only have. Sorry.
What the heck, Ola? Where? Oh no! I'm gonna have to swap out the case because I just broke off one of the prongs. Damn it. Damn it.
No.
I can't believe I broke one of my cases. Oh, well.
How did you do this, Chewie?
It's okay. I've got
I trust in you.
I've got so many like really good condition original cases. I can swap it out. And I've also got like 3 copies of Kingdom Hearts. My desk is a little dirty. I think just wiping it down will clean it up nicely. But I've got 2 Black Label copies, and I've got a Greatest Hit copy. And then another good box art, best Kingdom Hearts game, agreed. Manual doesn't have any sort of water damage. Double checking, feeling. Beautiful artwork inside. Tetsuya Nomura.
I'm certain Chewie already knew this, but the original plan for Kingdom Hearts is Sora was going to be like an imp that wielded a chainsaw sword.
He was going to be a little lion kid with a chainsaw sword. You know, this is the first time I've really flipped through the manual. This is so fucking cool.
Oh yeah, the manual and
the manuals are so good, and it's all Tetsuya Nomura's artwork too.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love Tetsuya Nomura. I'm gonna be sad when he retires.
That's after they're done with the 7th dude, isn't
it? Kingdom Hearts 4 is gonna be his last project.
Okay, 4.
I think he may have stepped down from working on 7 Remake 3, whatever they're gonna call it. And then keeping it on with Kingdom Hearts 2, which another beautiful box art. I love the shininess of it. Great game. Though I gotta say, this one, unlike Kingdom Hearts 1, KH2 really benefited from the PS3 port.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah, the PS3 version really cleaned up the visuals. Even when playing on my CRT TV, like Kingdom Hearts 2 is a little muddy with the visuals, but I think it's because they tried to push more than the PS2 was capable of.
That's entirely possible, yeah.
Yeah, because it came out 2004? No, 2005. Yeah, KH2 was 2005.
Yeah, because one was 2002, wasn't it?
Yeah. KH1 was 2002 for the States. And then just pulling up Jak 2 prices real quick. Where is Jak 2? Jak 2 on PS2. Okay, another dime a dozen kind of game just because of how many copies are floating around out there.
Yeah, just so many in circulation.
If I put Kingdom Hearts PS2, will that specifically give me Kingdom Hearts? Yes, it will. This one's actually come down quite a bit. When I bought Kingdom Hearts, I think it was coming right out of COVID. So the games are still floating around like 20-ish. They've dropped down to half that, so that's one that I've probably lost value with. Same with KH2. But it hasn't lost value in my heart. And then Chain of Memories, which... not my favorite Kingdom Hearts, and certainly not my favorite from the PS2. Like, I would much prefer having this on the Game Boy Advance if I could, like, play it for the first time again. But this will be the next Kingdom Hearts that I stream, the PS3 version, or the PS4 version, haven't decided yet.
I don't
No,
think I know
I'm
of
me,
anyone
he
who has
says.
said that. Shit. I don't know anyone who has said Chain of Memories is their favorite Kingdom Hearts game.
There's some that'll say it's their favorite if they're talking about the Game Boy Advance one. If they're talking about the Game Boy Advance one, I could certainly see people call it their favorite. The PS2 version? Absolutely not. Oh my god, look these old Play Arts ads. These figures go for hundreds now.
Yeah, they do.
Wow.
They were, what, like 20, 30 bucks back then?
Yeah, something like that. Because they were, like, Play Arts and Jazzware. Jazzware was making the, like, Halo figures. Oh, man. Now for, like, a total whiplash in tone.
Oh, no.
Kingdom Hearts VCast on Verizon Phone. Oh, what a banger. But Killzone. From Kingdom Hearts to Killzone. Which, Killzone on the PS2. Underrated, I feel like. People sleep on the first Killzone. I see so many people talk about, whatever happened to Sony's Halo Killer? And all they talk about is Killzone 2 and 3. They don't mention the first game at all. Or they'll make a passing mention of it and how, like, yeah, it started as a PS2 game, but nobody really cared until it hit PS3. Which is kind of true.
Yeah.
Whoa! They had a 3-issue comic book miniseries? Whoa, okay. That's cool. And I fucking love this about manuals, and we've completely lost this. Like, you get character profiles, you get advertisements for, you know, supplementary products, like books, movies, things like that. And that's lost. You don't see that anymore. But, yeah, Killzone. Which, Killzone 1, I want to say it's still in the 20s, 30s. Just because there aren't as... No, never mind. Complete in box, $10. Okay. So it's come down. Which I would say mine's close to... Like, it's pretty good condition. I got some tearing on the manual. But yeah, I never see anyone talk about Killzone 1. And it's one that I plan to stream at some point. I almost did stream it, but I decided on Halo instead. And I ended up playing the Killzone games on my own time. And they're pretty solid. Killzone 1, a little weak. Killzone 2, though, real solid. Like, excellent showcase title for what the PS3 can do. And then Killzone 3 was also really good. And then Shadowfall pissed me the fuck off. Anyway, here's Rayman Arena. Everyone's favorite Rayman game. Which, it came out on the GameCube and Xbox, and the GameCube version, just from price charting, looks like the most valuable. Probably has the least copies floating around. But this is an interesting one. It's one of those, like, Mario Party style, kind of, you know, you and 3 other friends hang around and play some Rayman Arena. It's got racing mini games, it's got some fighting ones, it's got obstacle courses. Got a little bit of everything. I don't have a whole lot to talk about with this one. What is this little character? What? That's upsetting. I kind of hate that I opened the manual now. Man. Alright, Rayman Arena, you're getting put away. Ooh! I'm ready to talk about this one. The plan, the heist, the betrayal, the revenge.
Oh, God.
I got this sealed for 50 cents. The plan, PS2. Oh, this is like somebody's listing at $7.
That's crazy.
I was trying to find... Yeah, like, opened up eBay. I didn't want that. I want to see... What if I just put the plan? Node 3 for the E. Disney's planes. That's not what I want. There we go, the plan, PS2. Yeah, complete... Even brand new, like $8. I got it brand new, sealed, 50 cents. And mine was one of the like newer PS3 cases or PS2 cases where they dropped the memory card slot. So mine was a reprint copy of it because this came out in I think 2009. Yeah, this is like 2009, 2010. So the PS3 had been out for a while. Cost reductions, yeah. Pinball Hall of Fame is what we got next. The Williams collection, they made a couple of these. And it's kind of neat. There's some novelty to it. I think one of the first boards that you play on in this one is based on Crazy Taxi. Here we go. Pinball Hall of Fame, Williams Collection. PlayStation 2. Complete in box, $8. I'm pretty sure I'm missing the manual. No, I've got a complete in box. The manual's very tiny, and it's another one of those later PS2 cases. I'm not even going to take the disc out. Mine's pretty flawless. I've played this maybe once. Every PlayStation game case should have a memory card holder, even PS5 cases. Alright. The PS2, yes, but once you drop the PS, like, once memory cards were out of the picture, it, like, the purpose was gone. You no longer needed it. And man, this is, yeah, yeah, it's not the point. I know, nostalgia and all that. Metropolis Mania. This is a game that I've also played maybe once. And I didn't even know it had a sequel until I just saw that listing on here. But yeah, Metropolis Mania. This is a weird SimCity kind of builder with some dating elements to it. Like, you develop relationships with your townsfolk. And it's got a very, I'll hold up the little characters there. It's got a very strange art style to me. It's Natsume Games. Serious fun, they say. I don't know about that.
That
yeah.
art style kind of reminds me of Amazing Island.
Oh yeah. He looks like the Onceler or whatever from from the Lorax.
Yeah.
How bad can it be? That game's horseshit, by the way. I played it like twice. Oh, here's a copy of Medal of Honor Frontline I was talking about. Where when I first opened it, somebody had like a handwritten note with cheat codes. Hey, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Love to see that. But this is definitely one of those. There are a million copies floating around out there, so this is probably a $5-6 kind of game that you find at any mom or pop thrift shop.
Probably.
And it was also multi-platform. It came out on PC. I'm pretty sure it was on GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. Yep. And yeah, it's like $7 complete. And I've got 2 or 3 copies of this one. I got a copy for $1 at a thrift store, and then I think the other copy was my uncle's, maybe? I'm not sure. Oh, man. Maximo, Ghost of Glory. This is one I would love to stream at some point. Check out that box art. Holy shit. The character design is kind of crazy.
This is amazing.
I'm trying to remember who the artist is, because they're a name in the industry, and they've been with Capcom forever. Yeah, it was also in the Medal of Honor 2010 limited edition disc. So if you had that on PS3 or Xbox 360, you had an HD port of it. And it's not even a great Medal of Honor game either. Whoa, even in the manual, shame it's in black and white. But even the manual's got...
Matsushita that did the art?
That sounds right. Whoa, yeah, these are some... That's some horny art, my guy. Wait a second, is that supposed to be Arthur from Swords and Goblins? This is the same series as Swords and Goblins, I think, or Ghosts and Goblins. I'm pretty sure
it's based on the Ghosts and Goblins universe.
Yeah, I knew it was a Ghosts and Goblins spinoff. But this one's cool. I dig this game a ton. I've played it like the first couple levels. It's just a fun hack and slasher platformer adventure game. Definitely one I'll stream at some point. It does. It does have a sequel. So this is Maximo Ghost of Glory, and then I don't know what the sequel's called.
Army of Zen.
Army of Zen, okay. And we're getting 2 for 1 here. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. These are also going to be streamed at some point. And fuck EA for these. And I'll tell you why. This is a second sticker that EA put on all of their Lord of the Rings games to remind you this is official product of the Lord of the Rings movie trilogy.
Yeah, it is.
And
that's
they
one
did
of the best games in the series.
They did the same exact thing with the EA Sports games. They put this big, stupid holographic sticker saying like official product of the NFL. And it makes swapping the cases impossible. Yeah, I hate these silver stickers. They're great if you have a good, complete in box copy, which I have a mostly solid condition. It's complete in box. I wanted to look up Maximo real quick. Maximo Ghost of Glory. What does that go for? Because I don't ever see anyone talk about that one. Not much. Okay. $20 for complete. And I got it free. So, nice. Lord of the Rings Two Towers. These are probably not all that valuable. Being one licensed tie-in games, yeah, 15 for a complete for Return of the King, which, yep.
142 for graded.
For graded, well, I'm not getting these graded, I can tell you that. But Return of the King, these are funny, and ooh, that's a nasty little scuff at the back there. Not getting these graded, but it's funny because with EA's games in particular, they didn't make a game for the Fellowship of the Ring. They got the license for it when the Two Towers was in development. or it was in production. So they made a game for Two Towers and Return of the King. They came out within like a year of each other. And then the Two Towers had a lot of levels that take place during the Fellowship of the Ring, and it's being told by Aragorn through like monologue. He's telling Eowyn a lot of stories about their travels up to the Battle of Helm's Deep. And then Return of the King follows the movie pretty closely. And then these have a ton of fun behind the scenes documentary stuff too. Which if I can show it on Twitch, I absolutely will. But this is where those interviews that I'm sure some of you have seen of Elijah Wood being quote unquote trolled by his Hobbit like co-stars, where like they're all arguing over who's the best gamer and stuff like that. That's where those interviews came from, was from the bonus features on these discs. And then last one in this pile,
great fun.
King of Fighters 11, which I also got sealed for 50 cents from a yard sale. Brand new, sealed. And complete, $14. I opened mine, so it's no longer sealed, but it is complete in box. And look at that artwork. Hot diggity damn. Dare I say, wood. But anywho. Great case. And it gives me one of those, classic kind of sprite-based fighters for the PS2, which I don't have a lot of.
That would make a fantastic poster.
That would, yes. And I don't know a thing about King of Fighters. I think Maz is a little more well-versed on that series than I am. He's who I would have to go to with questions and all that jazz. But I got one more pile of PS2 games, and then I think we'll call it a good stopping point. We'll see. But let me grab that, and I'll be back.
The last stack. There was actually a really interesting turn-based RPG for The Lord of the Rings on PS2, Xbox, and I'm not sure if it was ever on GameCube.
You're talking about Lord of the Rings: The Third Age.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and I don't believe it was on GameCube.
Oh, it did have a GameCube version.
Oh, it did.
Game Boy Advance version.
Oh no, it was on Game Boy Advance?
I bet that was one of the ones where it's like, it's kind of the same game.
Yeah, like the basic premise is there, but gameplay-wise, it's totally different.
Oh no, I'm looking at screenshots for it. That's... Wait, it looks like it's an RTS. What?
Ribbit fucking king.
It's a turn-based
love this
tactics
game.
Okay, I need to get the Third Age for Game Boy Advance.
You need to get the Third Age for Game Boy Advance.
It's a turn-based tactics game with Lord of the Ring characters.
I'm sorry, excuse me?
How much is Ribbit King? Is that
What
like the most
do you
expensive game in
mean
your
the
collection?
Ribbit King complete is 70? Huh? Well. Look who has a complete in box Ribbit King. This game slaps, by the way. This is such a fun,
Ribbit King
goofy, golf with your friend style game.
Yeah, it's so simple and so straightforward and so fun, and it's not a friendship ender like every other golf game that
Right?
exists.
This game is just delightful, and like it's one of the reasons Game Grumps does like an annual Ribbit King playthrough where they do a match. But yeah, like fucking Ribbit King, we had this on the GameCube and PS2, and I think we might even have it on the GameCube still, and the GameCube version goes for even more. 170 for the GameCube complete.
That's crazy.
It is insane. Yeah. I didn't know that Ribbit King was going for so high on PS2. Wow. This might be my most valuable PS2 title, and I've had this since launch. No, we got this on sale. Yeah, we probably got this on sale because we didn't buy new games. We waited until they went on sale for $20 or whatever.
Got it when Comp USA was going out of business.
Oh man. Wow.
Bro, you don't understand. When Comp USA went out of business, I must have gotten or purchased. My bad grammar's picking up again. Purchased the equivalent of like $700 worth of games for like.
Going back to Ribbit King, I'm just so fucking ecstatic that my copy's in such good shape.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know what? It's not. It's not in such good shape. I'm missing the little flip panel. It's supposed to have one of those trays. It's not.
The value was plummeted.
No.
$5.
No. Plummeted. But still, no, that's great. That makes me really happy that game's so valuable, and I've got it on 2 consoles. But anyway, next up, Roadkill. Going from value to dumpster trash. Like, probably meant to be in a landfill. Surprisingly, complete in box, $20, almost.
So there are 3 things about this cover art that tells me that it is
Ooh,
absolute dog shit.
that's rough.
So
Wow.
the first thing is the font they choose for the name Roadkill.
Yeah, and having a skull for the O.
Anytime you see that kind of font on a game, it's dog shit. It doesn't matter what it is.
Well, I mean, you also have
thing-
you got Midway Games right there.
That is the second thing.
Yeah.
And then the third thing is that
The stinky
what is
cheese.
even going on the cover?
It's really easy to tell. It's some sort of Dodge Charger with a million machine guns strapped to it, fighting an 18-wheeler with a million machine guns strapped to it, shooting an Impala that doesn't have machine guns strapped to it. And they're in front
2000s
of...
Midway was just a bootleg game generator. That's all they
It
were.
really was. And it's kind of telling that on the back, Electronic Gaming Monthly calls it Twisted Metal Black meets Grand Theft Auto. ... That's not praise. That's not praise. And Midway ran with it.
Your nails out of my thigh.
Anyways, moving on to the next one, Rune Viking Warlord, which on the PS2, this game is shit on the PS2, mostly because of how poorly it runs. This was meant to be a PC title, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't know if it came out on the PC. Maybe it had a different game on PC. But anyway, this game, rough. the load times are excruciating. Like, anytime you change boards, you're looking at a 20-30 minute load time between zones. And it's one of those blue discs, too. So, this is not a DVD. This is a compact disc.
The blue disc.
Yeah, the blue disc PS2 games were compact disc, not DVD. For those that didn't know. So you have less data on here.
That was Midway's entire
That was their entire shtick, yeah.
Like, our game is like Mario Brothers and whatever put together. And it's not like that at all.
Yeah, no, it would not be. Seek and Destroy, another PS2 kind of obscure title. And this one, I'm like really excited to show it off. Like, it won't show very well, but the box art, like the back, you play as little tanks, and you get to customize them.
Is that Takara?
This is Takara.
Like, Takara Tomy made this game.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh,
with Conspiracy Entertainment.
They do all the model tanks and stuff like that.
Uh-huh. So Seek and Destroy is basically a game of those little model tanks. All your characters, you aren't people in tanks, you are literal sentient tanks. And
that is amazing.
The entire plot is that an evil empire of mostly German tanks is taking over the world, and it's up to you to save everybody. And at the start of the game, you get to choose what, like, starter you want to be in. And you get to choose between, like, the M3 Stuart, which was an American tank, like, a BT-5 Russian tank, or you get to pick, like, this weird Canadian tank. and you save the world. The Sega Genesis collection. This is actually really cool, because it's a ton of old Sega Genesis games on the PS2. And most of them play pretty well. I have to put PS2 to, like, get the right one. But yeah, complete in box, $10. Sounds about right. But just to give an idea of some of the games that are on there. It's the same collection that was on Steam before they got delisted. Phantasy Star 2, 3, and 4. Golden Axe is on here. I'm pretty sure Golden Axe 2 is on here as well. And it's like the actual Genesis versions, not the weird, crappy remakes that got made. And then the Sonic the Hedgehogs that are on here aren't terrible. They don't look the best, but they're certainly not the best, most optimal way of playing Sonic the Hedgehog.
I love that there's a follow-up to it, which is Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection.
Yep.
There's like 16 more games. And one of the ones they went, you know what this collection really needs? You know what we have to include this time? Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Yes! And I have, we haven't gotten to it, but the Sonic Mega Collection Plus, I have that on PS2. And I'm pretty sure Mean Bean Machine is on there. But Shadow the Hedgehog. Anyway, here's Shadow. Which, Shadow the Hedgehog, I'm pretty sure, is bumping up in price right now. Mostly on account of, oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah, it is. Complete $70. Jesus H. Christ. Well, mine's not complete, but anyway. Shadow the Hedgehog, it's bumping up in price because of the hype around Sonic 3. It's like $69,420. No, that's only if you get a super graded copy. But this is another one that I will absolutely be streaming for shits and gigs.
We need to see that hedgehog cock his M16 like it's a shotgun.
I'm glad you finished. I thought you were going to just stop it at hedgehog cock. And like... Brother.
I have an announcement to make.
Shadow the Hedgehog pissed on my wife. He's a bitch-ass motherfucker. Shrek.
From that dialogue to Shrek. Ew.
It's all ogre now. With Shrek 2 is another banger. Like, I don't care what anyone says, Shrek 2 is the bomb. It's not worth shit, but it's a bomb. It's an Activision classic, it really is. Like, I remember playing this more than I played Ratchet and Clank. Miss me with Ratchet and Clank. I wanted Shrek 2. If I can get it out of here. Shit. There we go. And, you know, my disc is in pretty damn good shape. My brother got me this a couple of years back for Christmas. I found it at Game Exchange.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And it wasn't just Shrek 2. It was also Shrek the Third. And, ooh, uh-oh. Shrek the Third, you're too powerful. Get that clasped back a little bit. But it was Shrek the Third and Shrek Super Slam. He got me the PS2 Shrek trilogy of bangers. But carrying on with Shrek the Third. This one is kind of bad. Yeah, Shrek the Third is not as well remembered, I think. And then it's Michael Gough voices Shrek in these. And he voices Winty in the like newer King's Quest. He's a great voice actor, but he did not do a great Shrek. Like, he wasn't even trying to do a Michael Myers impression. But Shrek the Third, I've got it in one of the newer style PS2 cases. Complete in box. Doesn't go for much. Shrek Super Slam, I actually played the entirety of this on stream during the PlayStation 2 Variety Hour. This game, low-key, kind of fun. It's another one of those, like, knockoff Smash Brothers kind of titles. Or, like, third-person, over-the-shoulder kind of beat-em-ups. And, you know, it's got some novelty and charm to it. In this case, it's disgusting. Appropriate for Shrek. But, yeah, it was a really quick-to-beat game. I think I played through the, like, extent of the single-player content in 40 minutes. And, oh, next. Spyro the Dragon. Enter the Dragonfly. I don't remember liking this one all that much. And I think the community consensus is about the same. That Enter the Dragonfly just was not that great. And I'm missing the manual, so I would call this a loose copy. We played a lot of it when we were kids, and whoa, it shows. It really shows, wow.
Are you about to bite? My cat's laying on my lap.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not about to bite you. You remember it being okay? Free Spyro soundtrack inside. So I'm missing the music disc.
Unless, what kind of disc is that? Is that like a blue DVD or a regular DVD?
This is a DVD-ROM.
It might be one of those really weird cases where you could put that in a CD.
You pop it into a CD player? Maybe. I have my doubts, though. I seem to recall, I think it had a second disc. I'm pretty sure it had a second disc, which was just a regular compact disc. Top Gun Combat Zones. We got Ace Combat at home.
It does have the soundtrack disc. You're right. But every so often, there's a weird, like, hybrid disc like that does come out.
The bonus CD you can rip to your Xbox. Exactly. Underrated feature of the Xbox 360, being able to rip CDs directly to it.
Yeah.
Top Gun Combat Zones, kind of ass. Like, it's definitely not an Ace Combat. Visually, kind of craptastic, too. But there are a few games where, oh yeah, and that's why it's CD. It's not. Yeah, it's not a DVD. um, there were a couple of games that were trying to like ride that Ace Combat high, because Ace Combat 4 kind of swept out of nowhere. And you would have like Top Gun. They released Top Gun Combat Zones. You had Jane's Air Force like put out a new title. And then ooh, banger, Need for Speed Underground. Also, we're getting into my greatest hits collection. So gone are my black labels. We are now greatest hits from here for PlayStation 2. And then in San Andreas, I can listen to Tomb Raider 1, Spyro, and Virtua Cop soundtracks and custom radio station. Hell yeah. Grand Theft Auto with the Spyro soundtrack sounds heavenly. Need for Speed Underground 2, and then I've got Greatest Hits, so I need to... Greatest Hits probably isn't... Actually, no, that's surprising. 22.
The black label will be substantially more valuable.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The Greatest Hits one won't be as fun either.
Yeah. Greatest Hits at 22, that's kind of surprising. I guess that goes to show the value Underground still has. I want to get Underground 1, because I've heard Underground 1 is better than Underground 2.
It very much so is.
I'm mad at Midnight Club 3 Remix was only released as a Greatest Hits Platinum Hits. Oh, that's criminal. How do you not release a black label? That's like the game went platinum before it released, and they were just like, yep, just put out a Greatest Hits.
Yeah, they went like, oh, Midnight Club 3 was so good, here's Remix, and it's just straight to platinum hit.
Damn. Love the box art of the Sonic Mega Collection. Which, I gotta say, the Sonic games that are on PS2, most of them are pretty damn good. That's for Xbox. Where's Greatest Hits? I'm only seeing Black Label. I guess Greatest Hits would be, yeah, it'd be less than $10 for the complete. I've had this forever though, but yeah, it gives an idea. And yep, there it is. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. This was one of the first ways to play Mean Bean Machine. Hell, this was one of the first and most complete ways to play Sonic R. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. There's some...
Does this have Sonic Spinball on it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it
Sonic
does, right
Spinball.
there.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. It's a pretty complete collection of, like, the Sega Genesis and Saturn Sonic games. Because you get Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, 3D Blast, you get Sonic R, Mean Bean Machine, Sonic Spinball. Oh shit, what else is on here? There are a couple, and then there's some non-Sonic the Hedgehog games you could unlock as bonuses too. I think Chameleon Kid is on here. Vector Man was one that you could unlock. So it's a pretty good collection to have. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, one of the most iconic SpongeBob games. And man, my copy's been through it.
Has it?
Oh yeah, like I got peeling going on there.
Oh no.
You can see fading and tearing on the box art. And then I think it's worse on the back. But it's rough. It's one where I feel like I might reprint the box art to like refurbish it. I wouldn't resell it with refurbished or reprinted box art, but for my own collection purposes. Vector Man, Let's Go, and BBB, Certified Classic. Remind me what BBB is.
Battle for Bikini
Oh,
Bottom.
Battle for Bikini Bottom. Yes. Yes, Certified Classic. And Rehydrated's really good, too. That was one of my first platinums. And speaking of platinums, Star Wars Battlefront.
The GOAT.
Yes. It was the GOAT! The GOAT! Good old Star Wars Battlefront, which it's gonna be a little hard to find just Star Wars Battlefront, I feel like. Just on account of there being a 2015 version now. Or maybe not. Okay, so Battlefront 2 Platinum hits $10. That checks. I would expect about that. And then the first game greatest hits a little bit more. Still mad they couldn't get Mr. Krabs' voice actor. And yet they could for a Leapster game. Yes. So going back to Battle for Bikini Bottom real quick. Yeah, Mr. Krabs' voice actor didn't return for it. And then the very next game, like mainline game that they made for SpongeBob, the SpongeBob SquarePants the movie video game, they got his voice actor. But what I think is a bigger shame is with the re-release that they made, Rehydrated, they didn't go back and redub Mr. Krabs with the voice actor.
No, they did not.
Like, he was available. They could have done it. But no. Which, I guess it speaks volumes for them trying to retain the authenticity of the original. They didn't want to...
Instead of trying to rewrite history.
Right. Trying to rewrite history of Battle for Bikini
No
Bottom.
revisionism here. No SpongeBob revisionism. It is illegal.
But Star Wars Battlefront, that's one that I streamed the entirety of its single player instant action mode, whatever. Same with...
Oh yeah, Toggle would have been great. Kind of like with the Reignited game.
a Toggle would have been, yeah. That would have been nice. I thought my next copy was Star Wars Battlefront. I must not have... No, my Battlefront 2 copies are loose, that's right. But I've got Siphon Filter, the Omega Strain. I've never played any of the Siphon Filter games. The Omega Strain. And I got Greatest Hits, which doesn't go for much. I didn't pay much for this. I think it was part of a, 10 games, and I got them for $15 or whatever. So it came out being, $2-3 a game, something like that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And then, Tekken Tag Tournament. My dad and I used to play the shit out of this.
Oh, the tag tournament games were great.
And these have some value to them now, I think. Or maybe not. Never mind. Tekken Tag Tournament, complete box, $12. And I got a greatest hit, so it's going to be $10. Okay. I thought these jumped up in price for some reason. But yeah, these are great. In regards to Tekken games, these are some of my favorites. And then last one for the PS2 collection, Test Drive. Which, this game has a funky soundtrack. It's got, DMX is on there. Yeah.
Fun.
Features music by DMX, J-Roll, Junkie XL, Bubba Sparks, and Saliva. And that font.
It makes me think of, the street games that EA Sports used to make. NFL, NBA.
Oh my god, there's so many Test Drive games. I just want...
Kind of reminds me of... Did they use that for Jet Set Radio or Jet Set Future?
They used a very similar font, I think. Maybe not the exact same, but they used a very similar one.
Yeah.
There we go, Test Drive Greatest Hits. Yeah, I've seen so many copies of this floating around. But man... Bit of an overlooked game, I feel like, nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that covers it for my physical game collection for original Xbox, PlayStation 1, and PlayStation 2. Oh, and N64 and GameCube. Or Game Boy.
And a couple Game Boy games, yeah.
Yeah. I don't feel like ending, though. I'm having fun just hanging out and...
Next, Chewie's gonna start collecting Laserdiscs.
Oh God, no, I can't afford that. Tell you what, I got another like small stack of boxes. Let me go through that one. We'll grab the non-backwards compatible Xbox 360.
The ultimate viewing experience.
Yeah, we'll forgo PS3 and 4 right now. Let me grab my non-back compat Xbox 360.
Really? Luke Skywalker has never looked better. God, Laserdisc was such a scam. I'd like to clarify that is not me mocking you, by the way, Striker. That's just I've seen some really, really crazy people when it comes to Laserdisc. It's like they were like what 3 or 4 times the size of your regular CD. Yeah, it sounded so cool, but as I recall, their capacity wasn't great, were they? No.
Yeah, no, Laserdisc capacity.
64-minute capacity per side, so you could get 2 hours on a single disc. That is pitiful.
Yeah, it was rough. And speaking of rough, I imagine a lot of the non-back compat. Actually, no, some of these might have gone up in value. Now that the Xbox marketplace has gone down on the 360. So these backwards compatible games have probably gone up a little bit.
Someone really looked at vinyls and said, we should do that for movies, and took it way too seriously.
Oh, God. Oh, my God, wait. Is there not... Oh, I'm looking at Arkham Knight. That's why.
That is Arkham Asylum, my guy.
Yeah.
I love how it still has the GameStop sticker on it.
Yes, because you can't take it off. It was the GameStop version.
The adhesive.
No, it's printed.
Oh, is it printed on?
It's printed on the box art.
Cool.
Yeah. They wanted you to know where you got it from. Now, that makes you wonder if there's a separate, like, listing for this stupid-ass GameStop version. Because that's Game of the Year.
Collection.
That's Game of the Year.
Games
That's
that have
not...
the GameStop print.
Yeah, that's not the right one. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to, like, find this particular version. Because even regular Arkham Asylum, it's like, there's no GameStop. Do I have value here? Chat, is this real? Because yeah, that's
Considering how many of them are going out of business, maybe one. Oh,
it's like literally taped together. And yeah, you can play almost every mainline Call of Duty on Series X now. And yeah, they never made Call of Duty Classic backwards compatible. You can still buy, and actually it's the only way you can still get it now, I think. You can get Call of Duty Classic on the PlayStation 3. You can still get it on the PS3 store. I need to do it before they delist it. It's the only way to get it now. Yeah, I need to jump on that.
If you heard that bang, everything's fine. Like, just crap out of herself. Come here, Clover.
But man, this a really rough box. But Arkham Asylum, I've played like the first third of this. It's pretty fun. I like it. It's one that I definitely plan to stream at some point. Along with its sequels, because this was Rocksteady at their best before they went and killed the Justice League or whatever. You have a Star Fox Adventures copy with a Kmart special bonus patch on the box art. Love it.
Oh, she's breathing hard. She's scared the crap out of herself.
These are some underrated games. The Battle Stations. There's Midway, and then there's Battle Stations Pacific, which they made Pacific backwards compatible. But Battle Stations Midway is not backwards compatible for whatever reason. Not much value to it. And my case is rough too. I've got like a bit of a GameStop sticker I need to clean up. And then got another one here on the back. Like these are, you can tell these are games from, oh boy, check that pinup out. Wowee. Zooey Mama. Like you can tell they're, you know, beat up. These were my games growing up. But man, I played the shit out of Battle Stations Midway and Pacific. And then I don't know why I have this in here. Talking about old GameStop kind of branding and everything. And actually, I should probably be...
hate so much when GameStop made the decision, oh, let's throw out all the original cases so we can get our crappy pre-printed ones, because it fits in more with the games we get brought in with damaged cases or just a loose disc.
Yep. And then they used to put the stickers on the like spine too of like the actual case. They would take the box art out. They would put the sticker on the fucking spine. Because I have PS2 games that I don't want to display on my shelf because GameStop did that shit. But Blazing Angels 2, the Blazing Angels games are rough. I take it back. Blazing Angels 1 on the Xbox 360, pretty cool. Blazing Angels 2 Secret Missions, shit. That's what the box art's supposed to look like, but I got a GameStop copy. Next up, Dead Island, which got remastered, which is why it is not backwards compatible on the Xbox Series X. But Dead Island, I remember kinda having fun with it. I wasn't blown away by the first one. And there are a ton of copies floating out there, so not much value to be had.
Dead Island was great fun.
Yeah. It was also Deep Silver before they went under. Oh, here's one that should have some value. It's not just Ultimate Alliance, but also Forza Motorsport. I've got the dual case of Ultimate Alliance and Forza Motorsport 2.
That is such a weird bundle.
Xbox had quite a few of them. They had one of Forza Motorsport 3 and Halo 3 ODST as well.
Please play our other games for more than just Halo.
Right. How do I even... There we go. And Forza 2. Oh. Okay, so there isn't much value there. Complete $10. Maybe it's by themselves. I don't know. Huh. Anyway. Real neat. It's one of those dual case. You get both. And then, what's also funny, they didn't split the manuals between two. They just put both manuals in. Which I'm okay with that.
Really?
Yeah. They put both the game manuals in, so they don't leave you hanging.
Oh, I thought you meant, like, the manuals were, like, actually connected, like, in the same cover.
That's how I thought they were gonna be, but no. And then that X-Men Last Stand ad for Ultimate Alliance.
Okay, what's on the back of the Forza manual?
Just controls.
Aw, that's lame.
I do want to flip through and see if there's any other advertising. No, it's pretty straightforward. Just the manual. That's cool. I like that. The bundles were cooler on the OG Xbox, where both games were on the same disc rather than the disc being separate. Yes. And that's because the way the original Xbox handled the data, you had to kind of install the games onto your Xbox. It worked the same way that we have now. Like, people act like that's a new modern kind of way of handling,
It's really not.
cutting back on load times and stuff. It's not. PCs have always done it. The original Xbox did it.
Actually, some old systems had an even weirder version of that. Specifically, the Super Famicom had this device called a memory cartridge. And what you could do is you could take that memory cartridge and you could get a temporary game put on that cartridge as a sort of rental service.
Oh, yeah.
And that wasn't the only system that had something like that. I think that for the very brief amount of time that the Nintendo 64 disk drive existed, they had something like that as well. So all this technology we're seeing now, and people are like, that's really weird or interesting. It's old tech.
Wait, Midway's compatible with the Xbox One X? Whoa, okay. I was under the impression that it wasn't. I knew Pacific was, but I thought Midway wasn't. Cool. Guess I'm gonna update it and, clean it up, move it to the next shelf. Nice. Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah, not much value there. Literal millions of copies, one of the best-selling games of all time. And, 40 years old at this point. And still being ported. It's not that old. It came out.
It is Rockstar's version of Skyrim.
It really is. Just let it die already, for real. We're probably going to have a PS6 port of GTA 5 before we actually get GTA 6.
We're going to have a PS5 port of Skyrim.
We already do.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the Legendary Edition got a Series X and PS5 update.
I swear, the PS6, and assuming Xbox is around long enough to make another system.
Nah, they're dipping out.
Yeah, they are. When that comes, but no matter what, the next generation, they're going to make another release of Skyrim.
Oh, you better believe it, yeah.
Oh man, Guitar Hero 2, the best one.
Yes, Guitar Hero 2, the best one. And I've got I have the guitar in my closet in my bedroom. I've got the really cool flying V. Well, not a flying V, but whatever you would call that body style. Hella cool guitar. Yeah, I've got the guitar. I've got the game complete in box. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, complete in box. Which I want to see what kind of ads they've got rocking here. Oh, the character designs were iconic. Oh, yeah, no, Guitar Hero 3 on the Xbox does have the Halo 2 theme. You got a point. Okay, there isn't that much advertising in here. I was expecting maybe an Ernie Ball ad or something.
Yeah, right. I think that guitar body, that kind of looks like a inverted Firebird.
The wired one is so expensive now. That's what I have. I have the wired one. So that's where my value is probably. Anyway, here's Homefront talking about no value.
Oh God.
Yeah, it is direct USB. Ooh, I wonder if I can look up Guitar Hero 2 controller. Yeah, but the wired one. Because mine is in pretty good shape. Yeah, it's maybe just Guitar Hero controller? And that might not be something that price charting keeps tabs on. Nope, wait, there it is. Guitar Hero Xbox 360. That's an eBay listing. But yeah, 117 just for the a little piece of plastic. It's insane.
Oh wait. Yeah, no, that's straight up a Gibson Explorer. That's what that is.
Yep. Guitar Hero Explorer controller. It's right there too. Complete with the box, $99. Loose, $73.50. Okay, so that person's kind of overcharging for theirs. Oh, with the box, $89. So complete must mean with the cable and everything. Well, yeah. How would they dictate that on this? I'm curious. Anyway, it's valuable for sure for a 20-plus-year-old piece of plastic at this point. But Homefront, man, what a shit-tacular game.
Yeah.
Homefront, Xbox 360, no value at all. I love that I still have the like $10 little sticker on here. Oh, that came off easy enough.
It tears the plastic. No.
That would be my luck. I wouldn't care though. Yeah, like even the premise of the game was just so bad. I don't even think I spent $10 on it. I think I got this for $2 at a gaming convention.
I believe it.
Because I got Homefront, I got Gears of War, and that's also where I got Halo 2 on the Xbox. I got all those from the same vendor. And I think I got all of it for $2 a piece or whatever. IL-2 Sturmovik Birds of Prey. This was one of the very first Xbox 360 games that I played. And I love the hell out of it. This is Gaijin Entertainment before they made War Thunder. And this was a Throne gift. Pokenite gifted this to me over on Throne.
Nice.
So shout out Pokenite for making this one happen. I do still plan to stream it. I need to find time for it. And a lot of War Thunder's music was ripped from this game. Yeah, well it's Gaijin Entertainment. They were under a different name when they made IL-2 Sturmovik, or they leased it off to a site to 505 Games or whoever. But it's all Gaijin's stuff, and you even have the Gaijin logo on the back. Gaijin made the PC port, and then they like gave it to 1C and 505 to make the PS3 and the Xbox 360 versions, and they made like different versions on each console. And I want to say the Xbox 360 version is a little bit better, but the PS3 version looks a little better. Like this one plays better, but the PS3 one looked better. I could be wrong on that. Oh, and then Infinite Undiscovery. So this is one that I got for $1 from a yard sale. I don't think dude knew what he had. Because it didn't look like he'd played it at all. Even though it's in kind of a rough case and everything. But this was a rare case of a Square Enix Xbox 360 exclusive. And I'm really curious to check it out and see if it's any good. And it's on 2 discs.
Some really unique box art.
It really is. It's striking. And it's got a full manual, color. Square Enix, 360 exclusive. Look at that 8-cent difference between loose and complete. Yeah, I know, right? Hi, Patches. Oh, goodness. Patches? Wow. But he really went ham. Oh my god, he's sitting on the keyboard. Up. Oh my god.
You are now vertical.
Yeah.
You're back.
Yeah, I know, I fixed that pretty quick. But damn it, he sat on the keyboard. Oh, thank god he didn't, like, end the stream or anything.
Thank god he didn't, like, autofill, make you purchase something. That would have been horrible.
T66666666666 21 - is your favorite game, yes. It's Patch's favorite game, too.
He really likes typing. He likes communicating.
Yeah, for real. Medal of Honor 2010. Not a lot of value here. And also I'm surprised this one wasn't made backwards compatible. Because this one was kind of okay. It's Warfighter that's kind of shit-tacular.
This is a sad thing when you can look at what used to be like the premier shooter franchise
and how far they fall.
This one's kind of okay.
Oh, look, activate your online pass. Oh, I had it covered. Activate your online pass. I'm pretty sure I used that code.
It
Anyway,
doesn't matter. 360 servers are long gone.
you have the PS3 version again for Frontline HD. Yeah, because the 360 didn't get it. It never got that one. That was a PS3 exclusive kind of dealio. And then Medal of Honor Warfighter is where they really shit the bed. Medal of Honor Warfighter quite literally killed the studio.
It killed the franchise.
That too. Well, no, it didn't kill the franchise because we have gotten that VR title since, so it's not dead.
Which does look quite good.
And it is quite good actually. It's not.
Have you played it?
It's pretty telling when you're complete is $5 for a limited edition. I've not played it, but
No?
the gameplay I've seen, it looks solid. Oh, another
It has a
online
lot of very
passcode
interesting
that nobody will be able to use.
Store's not open anymore, sucker.
Yeah, it put Medal of Honor down for quite a while. You were absolutely right in that regard. Like it wasn't dead, but it's as close to being dead as I think it'll ever be.
It was in a coma.
EA doesn't like to kill off its titles. Like, we haven't had a new Need for Speed. And, well, no, I take that back. We've had, like, 3 Need for Speeds. But, like, Need for Speed isn't what it used to be. But they're still dishing those out every now and then. Battlefield certainly isn't what it used to be. And we're still getting Battlefields. Speaking of, well, not Battlefield, but Red Faction. This was a fun
Red
game.
Faction. Yes.
Red Faction
specifically
Guerrilla. Yeah, I haven't played Red Faction or Red Faction 2. I need to, though.
Yes, you do.
This got remastered, which is why you don't see it being backwards compatible on the 360. It's another one where I've got a GameStop sticker I need to peel off. Got one over here. That's on the outside of the spine, thankfully. I want to remaster the first Red Faction. That'd be cool. That they need to. Because I think a lot of people think of Red Faction, and the first game that they think of is Guerrilla. Or they think of... actually, it was remastered. I remember them trying to be cute with that, and it made me projectile vomit every time I thought about it. This is such a stupid-ass idea. But, like, yeah, people think of Guerrilla, the remaster that it got, and then whatever the sequel to Guerrilla was, the one that wasn't super duper great, but it wasn't awful either. It had like the unicorn gun as an unlockable that you could find.
Mr. Sparkles.
Mr. Sparkles, yeah. Armageddon, thank you. And speaking of Armageddon, the game that brought us into Armageddon because it never stopped getting released. Skyrim.
God. Oh god, it has the weird purple strip on it too.
Better with
Clover can say
Kinect.
hello. Nothing is better than with Kinect.
I am like impressed that I kept it in the sleeve and have kept it so intact.
Invading your privacy. Better with Kinect.
I wonder if there are different, like, well, let me narrow it down to Xbox 360. Surely, like, having the sleeve... I've got the Legendary Edition, so it's probably that one. Which I think it went down in value. No, it went up ever so slightly. Oh, here's another one of those bundles, Skyrim and BioShock Infinite. But, yeah, Legendary Edition with the cardboard sleeve. Which I hate these cardboard sleeves. Which is why I'm surprised I've kept mine intact.
I have so many games on my shelf that still have the cardboard sleeve. They're peeling, but they're still there.
I don't like that even the like, inner case has better with Kinect sensor. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Nothing is better with Kinect. Nothing.
Oh, and then I like that it's got information on the DLC. Because I forgot it came with the DLC on a disc.
Imagine if on the disc it also had a purple stripe. Better with Kinect.
Better with Kinect. It really wants you to play this game with the Kinect sensor.
Oh, man.
I was so glad whenever the like 1X launched and it didn't even have the port for the Kinect. You had to get an adapter to make the Kinect work with the damn thing.
Well, yeah, because they had to like walk back hard on that.
They
one.
really did.
Because they wanted the Kinect to have to be plugged in 24/7.
Yep.
And you couldn't like fully turn the system off either. So it's like
you essentially had spyware. Yeah, you had spyware in your home at all times. Sniper 2 Ghost Warrior. This was another one that I got it for like 50 cents to $1 at a yard sale.
Games are pretty good.
That's what I've heard. I'm like, I want to play it. I think this is maybe the one I saw Obo Shoes Games play it, where like the very first mission is your generic follow like gruff soldier man as he barks orders at you, and it looked horrible, but I want to try it. So this one I'll probably play the first couple levels, and if I think it's fun enough, I'll stream it, and if not, I'll just play it on my own. Sims 3! Talking about games that recently got re-releases or reports. The Sims 2 and Sims 1 bundles that I saw, they're getting review bombed pretty hard. I don't...
Really?
Yeah, I saw that they were getting review bombed, especially The Sims 2. And I think it's a lot of people...
Why.
I think it's people that are upset that it's not like an HD port. It's literally just the same Sims 2, but relisted with all the DLC. And it's one of those cases of you can't satisfy anybody anymore.
No.
Like, if it's not an HD remake or remaster, they're gonna shit on it. But The Sims 3, it was the first time that, like, The Sims came to console in a mostly intact state. Like, the same game that you were playing on your Xbox 360 was the one that they were playing on PC. Just with a little bit more control, because you're not locked to playing with a gamepad. Transformers War for Cybertron, my beloved. I need to take these stickers off. Oh no! Oh, this is what I was talking about! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, false alarm! False alarm!
Is it on the plastic?
It wasn't on the plastic, but it wasn't. It wasn't stickered. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Oh,
Salvation.
thank God. Oh my God. I thought for sure that was the case if they put the damn sticker on the box art. I am so glad. Jesus H. Christ.
They would do that. With,
Yes, they would. They would. My copy of Bionicle Heroes, which I won't display on my desk because they put the fucking sticker on the spine.
Bionicle Heroes is such a good game.
And then thankfully these stickers are on the outside, so they'll come off nice and easy. There are a couple of different ways that you can do that too. My preferred method, I'll talk about that a little bit. My preferred method is to take Windex and spray the sticker, let it soak for a minute. Like, take the box art out of the sleeve, but spray Windex on the sticker, put a paper towel over it, spray some more Windex, let it sit for a minute, and then it'll peel right off. And then any excess that you got, take like a Clorox wipe, take some more Windex, scrub at it, it'll come out. You'll get that sticker residue up. But War for Cybertron, fan-fucking-tastic game. And it's such a shame that it was delisted. It was never made backwards compatible. And trying to think what else. It never got a re-release. Yeah, like, it never got a re-release like Fall of Cybertron did. Which... Next title, Fall of Cybertron. Yeah, it never got a re-release. Holy shit! What? Huh? Excuse me? Complete in box $70? Ayo?
Yeah, because they got delisted.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
So now the only way to get them, I think there's...
I've got a lot of stinker non-back combat games, and then I've got fucking War for Cybertron just sitting there looking at me like, hey, Chief.
Yeah, you do.
You want some money?
I like money.
I like money. I do need to get these stickers off, and then I would have a, like, actual worthwhile.
But it's a part of history.
I mean, yes, but I much prefer taking that shit off.
Like when you find an old VHS and you don't understand why it doesn't look like the normal case if it says for rent only.
Damn, even Fall of Cybertron on the 360, but again, it's because it got delisted and everything. And my copy is in beautiful shape because I took care of this. I bought this brand new when it came out.
So Gugon is a little bit tricky because depending on what you're using it on, it is very common that Gugon will actually scratch up whatever you're using.
It can. It depends. Yeah.
If you follow the whole DK oldies thing or whatever, that's one of the giant complaints people have is like you can tell that they just spray these things down with Gugon because of how stuffed up they are.
Yep, more or less. But yeah, like these two right there, that makes my Xbox 360 collection kind of something.
Yeah.
And then Fall of Cybertron in particular, it got re-released. It didn't get a physical copy, but it got re-released on the Xbox One. At least I'm pretty sure it never got a physical release. Yeah, no, it never got a physical release on the Xbox One. It was digital only, and now it is delisted.
Yep.
But there have been rumors for a while that they might come back. Activision, I think, has been in talks about maybe relisting the Xbox One and PS4 Transformer titles. Which really only includes Fall of Cybertron and Devastation, which I never got a chance to play Devastation, but there are physical copies floating around out there. I had Sims 3 Special Collector's Edition, which was a special version just for the Samsung Galaxy Vibrant. I love it.
The designs for those Transformers games go so hard.
They really do. Because it's like, it's G1 with a little bit of Bay flavoring, and then you can see how it influenced later works like Transformers 1 and stuff like that. And like the Prime cartoons. The Transformers Prime cartoon, I would say, got kind of its kind of its kind of style from the Fall of Cybertron games in a way. But I think that's going to be a good cutting off point. We're at almost 4 hours. I've got so many more games to cover because I didn't even go through my PS3 and PlayStation 4 and 5 titles, and I've got a whole shelf of just Final Fantasy games. But this was a ton of fun. We definitely need to do something like this again.
Yes.
And it's cool seeing that there is value in my game collection that I didn't know was there prior. Like, it doesn't make me want to jump up and sell everything. That'll never happen. I love my games too much. But, you know, one day when I'm old and decrepit, and I really need that money for my next, you know, cocaine hit, I know where to go for it.
Has finally claimed your hand.
Yeah, exactly. I was just really glad that my Transformers copy, the sticker wasn't on the spine. I almost had a heart attack.
I've seen it where they put on the outside of the plastic.
Just sell all my coffee? What the fuck do you mean, sell all my coffee? Why would I do that?
Coffee's about to become super expensive.
Is it really?
You'll be rich.
What?
Yeah, because of tariffs being placed against
Colombia. Oh, no. Not my Colombians. Damn it. I might actually have to get into, like, a underground coffee smuggling biz. I might have my new villain arc.
ChewieCoffee, the Bean Baron.
The Bean Baron. Oh, man. But,
oh, God, no. Just picturing your character drawn up in, like, the Doug Dimmadome fit.
Wait, no. What do you mean? I'm gonna roll up to the coffee bus dressed up like Solid fucking Snake.
It's funnier if you look like Doug Dimmadome.
Colonel, I've got your coffee. Anyways. I'm gonna hop out of the call. I'm gonna do my outro stuff. And afterwards, if you want to play Fortnite or anything, just let me know. I'll be down.
Yeah, I just need to make dinner.
Same, I do too. Which is another reason why I'm going ahead and wrapping up. But we might do another one of these this week coming up. I know I've got Metal Gear Solid I need to get back to, Final Fantasy VI, we got some more Halo 2, Retro Game Rooms getting lots of love lately. But yeah, we'll definitely squeeze another one of these in. Cause
for the next one, I will make sure to have like actual retro game facts on hand.
Oh hell yeah!
The ones that it's like I know offhand.
How about this? Before we start, I'll send you a picture of the shelves that we'll be covering.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. I might even have some
and just
factoids.
Like try to find like neat little.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That sounds.
All right. Bet. Okay. I'm gonna hop out though. To outro.
Goodbye, everyone.
Wiedersehen. But yeah, tons of fun. We'll definitely do this again. Expect another entry in like, I don't know, a week or so. Because I got my entire PS3 shelf I gotta go through. I don't have as many PS3 games as I do PS2. PS2 is definitely my biggest collection. But I've got all my backwards compatible Xbox 360, all my Xbox One and Series games to cover, all my PS4 and 5, and then that'll cover it. So I think we got one more good session of stuff like this. But this is a little spitball idea that I had where I said I'll just yap away for 3-4 hours and talk about video games that I've collected and amassed and see what my collection value is at. But let's take a look at our raid list. Let's see who we got this evening. Following and scrolling down, let's see. I am surprised that they are still alive, but I bet they're about to wrap, so I will forgo rating it on them. Let's go right in on Virtue Bro. We haven't rated Vert in a while, and they are playing some Balatro with his wife. Show us your Atari collection next time, old man. I don't have an Atari. I'm not that old. But anyway, getting started with Virtue Bro, and we'll get them a big coffee crew welcome. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Thanks for the redeems. Thank you for tolerating my yappening, so to speak. Love this. And again, we'll definitely do it again. But I've been Chewy Coffee. You guys have been great. Until next time, stay hydrated, get some food, drink a coffee. Except for you, Shadowquill. I know you probably won't. And just in general, take care of yourselves. You guys matter. World's tough out there, but we're chugging on through together. Till next time. Signing out.